30 minutes of football. 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 30 minutes of football.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bear Their Souls pre-show show. That's what I'm calling it. With my man Danikin of the Three Kings of the Midway podcast. Did you guys drop a new show yesterday? I didn't see it.
We did. Yeah.
Oh,
we
okay.
dropped one. We dropped one. It dropped late last night, early this morning. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I slept in this morning, and started working on this show, so I haven't had a chance to catch up on my podcast, but I will definitely catch your show. And the name of your two partners again are?
You got Roy Williamson, that's Ill Will 79 on X, and then you got Devori Nesby, he's Nostradamus 1 or something like that on X.
All right. I'm gonna put together a graphic for Three Kings and have it ready for next week, I promise. All right, let's talk about the Bears and Commanders, and I am so excited to get your thoughts on the 5 points that you sent me via text, and you did it like immediately after the game. You were so psyched up, I can tell.
I was on it.
Takeaway number one is takeaways are trending for this team. Tell me what you mean by that.
Man, we started talking about we were talking about takeaways starting like 3 weeks ago. So you got boom, boom, boom. Well, actually 4 weeks ago because we had the bye week in there. So 3 straight games where you had takeaways. 4 takeaway game, three in this game. I mean, it's starting to become a trend. You know what I'm saying? It's not by accident. Even Ben Johnson, the coach, he mentioned that in the locker room at the end of the game. This isn't by accident. You guys are taking the ball away. You're doing this on purpose. This is what we like to see. So it's trending. It's trending up, no doubt. And you know what I mean? It's a good trend to have because I think we talked about it before, right? Where we like, in the NFL nowadays, you're not going to shut anybody down completely. The days of the 85 Bears and that Baltimore Ravens defense where they're holding teams to 7 points in a game and stuff like that. It just doesn't happen in today's NFL, right? Because the rules are slanted and biased for offense. They want to see points put up on the board. So now I think a lot of teams, and the Bears are actually very good at it, surprisingly, taking the ball away, snatching the ball from people has been something that they want to do. You're not going to stop them. You're going to try to slow them down and let them make a mistake. And that's what the Bears are pretty good at doing right now.
Howie says you can't count on takeaways. They can dry up with the snap of a finger. And Howie, you're right. They can dry up, but you have to try to create takeaways with the proper coaching, the scheming, and the players executing on that. And I think that's why we're seeing these takeaways for the Chicago Bears. They've bought into what Dennis Allen is teaching them, and the rest of the coaches are teaching them during the middle of the week, and they're going out there and executing it. I mean, it's not going to happen for all 17 games, but man, if we could get 10 games where we're getting at least one takeaway, I'd be happy with that, right?
I'd be fine with it. I mean, you're not going to have 3-4 takeaways every single game, but to rack them up the way that they have, and they come in bunches. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Turnovers happen, and they come in bunches for a defense. And when you start playing that brand of football, like you said, they're buying into it. This is something that they're focusing on, and I think a lot of teams around the NFL are focusing on that because it's not easy to stop these teams. They're too smart. Right. Coordinators are too good, so you and the players are too talented, right? To just be shut down, So those takeaways, and like I said, sometimes it's allowing guys to play in front of you. Maybe not the bend don't break. We've heard of that before, but there are situations where it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's apply this pressure. Let's change this up, and let's let them make a mistake. And sometimes you're counting on that. You're trying to trying to force them into make a mistake. Maybe you're baiting them sometimes, right? We've seen Deion Sanders do that before, right? Where he baited a guy to throw in his way. He's not paying attention. All of a sudden, Deion's running the other way with the ball. So, those things happen in the game, and I think the Bears right now they're doing a good job of doing that.
Indeed. All right, great stuff there. Let us move on to point number 2, and that is on the offensive line. They created gaping holes. It was pretty phenomenal. Take it away, brother.
Not gaping holes, but gaping holes, right? So, but seriously, I mean, the offensive line was outstanding, right? It's a stark contrast. It's a big, huge difference between week 1, week 2, on to now, right? To week 6 and going forward. I mean, after this bye week, it's like they really honed in on some things they wanted to accomplish with the run game. And man, Benedict stepping in, playing left tackle was great. Darnell Wright was mauling people. I mean, he was knocking people out, man, out there. He was doing damage out there. So, you seen the screen game work with the blocking scheme. You saw massive holes. I mean, DeAndre Swift trucks. You could drive a truck through the holes that they were opening up, and they were literally forcing people and moving people against their will. That's what you like to see from your offensive line. It just bodes well for the entire group there. They're going to get more confident playing that type of football, that style of football. Sometimes that run game can get you better pass blocking as well, right? Because defense now they're not gung-ho to go in, because it's like, hey, these guys are moving people up front, so we got to play our roles, we got to play our positions more so. And then that allows you to have a little bit more time in the passing game as well.
Cliff points out that Darnell Wright had some great moments in yesterday's game. Yeah, there was 2 plays where he got out into space and actually blocked 2 guys. and he's a massive man, and he can get out there. He's very athletic for how big he is. One of the things I want to make a point about your point is that because they wanted to run the ball away from those 2 massive, outstanding defensive tackles that the Commanders had, they did a lot of 2-on-2 blocking, 2 guys on a defensive player. And that was very, very effective. And when guys had to go 1-on-1, for the most part, they were winning those matchups, which has been the key message that the coaching staff has been instilling in these guys. Win your 1-on-1 matchups. And sometimes, it's easier said. A lot of times it's easier said than done, because you're up against a really fantastic player. But they did a really great job of executing that game plan, running outside the tackles often. What do you think, Danikin, about Theo Benedict? And are we not going to see Braxton Jones again at left tackle? Is my guess. What do you think?
At this point, I don't see him reclaiming that starting position. Not with the way Theo is playing. And the interesting thing about Theo is I seen something that I didn't know he was capable of doing. He got outside, like you said. Darnell Wright is athletic, but he showed a little bit of athleticism, more so than I thought he had, when he was able to get out there and kind of make some blocks downfield for DeAndre Swift. There was a point where he opened up a hole. I mean, he finishes blocks. He doesn't just get in the way, but he's taking people to the ground. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you love to see that, man, because it's when you can physically dominate the opposing team, it's demoralizing for them as a opponent. It's nothing worse than another man being able to dominate you physically, right? That's not what you want to do on the football field. You want to have some going back and forth. And the Bears' offensive line in this game particularly, they completely demolished. They handled the trenches. They did major damage up there in the front. So that had to be demoralizing for the opponent there.
Indeed. My man Vizsla says, when was the last time we can say that the Bears won the trenches? And he's absolutely right. There has been a collective mistake by the Chicago Bears general manager and scouting staff and not identifying high draft picks and executing those picks. You know, I was doing a little research. The Saints on offensive line, they've got 4 first rounders and 1 second rounder starting. The center is a second rounder. The 2 guards are first rounders. The 2 tackles are often first rounders. You know, they've invested in the trenches, and I'm glad that, you know, Poe's made some good calls. I think Jonah Jackson is coming into his own as the offensive guard. Hopefully he can continue that momentum against the Saints. But that investment in the interior offensive line is the key thing. We saw the investment start to pay off dramatically on Monday Night Football, and we need to continue to see that for the next 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks. Who knows how far they get into playoffs.
Absolutely.
J2K says Benedette starting at left tackle and Turner play all his 22 snaps at defensive end. 2 big changes over the bye week. Yeah, Shamar Turner.
Major.
We'll be talking about him a little later, but I'm anxious to get Danikin's thoughts on Turner. But let's move on to number 3 because I love how he put this. Breece Hall, never heard of him. We got DeAndre Swift. Well said, brother.
That's it, man. I mean, I feel that way because there was a lot of talk about it. I mean, everybody on the internet, there were media outlets, everybody was, you know, in the business of let's trade and let's get Breece Hall, right? And true, Breece Hall is a nice, talented guy, but I was just like, man, we got to be patient with DeAndre Swift. I think he has a lot of talent. He's fast. He's got some balance to him. He can catch the ball out the backfield. He can do a lot of things that the Bears want to do in the offense. And I thought he was getting a little bit more blame than he should have gotten. Yeah, you get some blame, but not the majority of it. The majority was just like, and I looked at the previous game and I'm like, dude, he had 14 carries and about 9 of them, guys came in free. Literally free into the backfield. How do you expect him to have a higher average than 2 yards per carry at that point? You know what I mean? He's trying to make somebody miss in the backfield every time he touches the ball, 68% of the time or whatever it was. So, you know, to see him thrive the way he did and that offensive line create those holes, man, you could see the talent that he has and the speed that he has is outstanding. He's got some speed on him. Quickness, he can burst to the hole. It's not a slow, you know, build up to the speed. He's quick with it, right? He's got twitch. So DeAndre Swift is a guy that really shined, and it's because of that offensive line, no doubt. But man, he was very deserving of a game ball. 14 carries, 109 yards, had a 55 yard touchdown catch as well. I mean, just the overall great performance from him and that offensive line, definitely.
Indeed. You know, I think it's fair when people say that he's not a great in-between the tackles runner. I don't want to say he's bad. He's definitely not bad because I've seen him do some good things running in between the tackles. But is he as good as some of the upper echelon players at running in between tackles? No, but his strength is getting outside, getting him into the open field. And one of the things that I'm really, really happy about is that Ben Johnson has never thrown DeAndre Swift under the bus. He has, when talking about the run game, he has always said it's everybody. It's the offensive lineman. It's downfield blocking. It's everything. And so we get a game on Monday Night Football where everyone is doing their jobs, and now we saw that DeAndre Swift is more than capable of being an outstanding running back. He did he get Offensive Player of the Week award?
I don't know if he got that. I do not know. I thought he might. I thought he might come close to it. I don't know if he did though.
Well, I'm sure he was a nominee, and there were a lot of great performances, so maybe not. All right, let's move on to number 4, which is team growth and development. Tell us what you mean by that.
Well, I mean, the team as a whole is growing. They're developing, right? We talked about the Raiders game and how that was something that they needed because it builds character. The win that they had there. This is another one where it's character building. It's culture changing, right? So when we talk about team growth and development, it's not just one player. And a lot of times, as Bears fans, the fan base is so wrapped up in the quarterback that we lose focus on the rest of the team. The team is developing. And what I mean by that is that, as your quarterback starts to develop, he starts moving things and he gets these game-winning drives and you're not out of the game because they keep you in it. The defense is growing. They're becoming more sound. They're becoming they were actually a little bit better against the run this week, surprisingly. But you see the team as a whole developing, right? They're coming together. There's camaraderie that's being built. That's what I mean by team growth and development. It's not always, one or two players that need to develop. This is a team thing. And, you got three parts of this team, you know what I mean? And then you have positions and those positional guys are teams. You know what I mean? You got your linebacker team, you got your defensive linemen, you got your secondary. Those are separate entities that all form one team. And when that team starts coming together and they start growing and developing as a unit and they start growing in that way, then you really see the team start taking off in different directions. So it's nice to see. I love seeing it, man. It's not just Caleb developing. No doubt he is, of course, right? He's taking strides, but the team as a whole is developing and they're doing so quickly because of the coaching staff, because of Ben Johnson, because of what the success that you have. It breeds the desire for more, right? They don't want that feeling to end, right? So they're going to continue on this pace, I believe, and it's great to see, man. I love seeing this team kind of come together as a whole. Oh, you're muted.
Helps when I unmute. Peanut Tillman was on the Score Sports Radio, and he was applauding the work of Ben Johnson. And one of the things he said is, I have a lot of respect for how he has built this team, and he has, made them. He's teaching them how to win. He says players don't necessarily know how to win or how to be consistently competitive, which was very interesting coming from Peanut, that he said that about players. And so that got me to think about, it's just not Ben. It is the entire coaching staff. He's done a brilliant job of putting together a staff that is executing his vision of the team. Now, at today's press conference, this is Ben Johnson talking about the defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen.
He's been a godsend to me because, he's been incredible. Not just from coordinating the defense, but he's helped me every step of the way as well. So very grateful for him to be here and everything that he's done for this team up to date. He's been a very successful coach in this league for a long time, and I think you got to continue to evolve. You can't just be stagnant in this league, or else someone younger, hungrier will find a way to surpass you, and he hasn't allowed that to happen. He's done this at a high level, and so just like you said, he thinks outside the box. He's very smart, very creative. And I think our guys are really starting to understand, okay, he's given us a strategic advantage each and every week right now.
I think what he says there is a perfect segue for your final point here, which is Ben Johnson and the staff are earning our trust.
Yeah. That's it. That's an important thing to me because we all wanted Ben Johnson, right? And everybody was excited when we got him, and we love to see it because we know what he could do. But at this point in time, what they're doing is earning our trust, right? We gave him blind trust before, right? Because we saw what he did before. But when you're able to earn the trust of the fan base, of the team, of everybody involved in Chicago sports, because what you're doing is the right stuff, right? And people are buying in, and what you're teaching is breeding success. It's bringing success to the team. Now he's earned that trust. The trust that we have given him, he's earned it now. He's earning it, him and his coaching staff. And you look at everybody, even Dennis Allen, you look at Antoine Randall, look at him before the game, right? When leading the guys out of the tunnel, just the enthusiasm that the guys have. You didn't see that from these other coaching regimes that the Bears had. They were lackadaisical in so many ways. They were too calm. Nobody was involved in it. And the Bears as a franchise, as a team, they take on, it's like a pet, you know what I mean? Like your dog takes on the personality of the owner. The same thing can be true for a coaching staff, right? If your coaching staff brings this type of effort, this type of, force, then your team is going to adopt that mentality, right? And he's known for being hands-on, for being real in depth with everything, meticulous with some of the things. He wants things done his way, the right way. I mean, look at during the game, what did he say? He told somebody to shut the F up and run the play, like I said, right? And so when you have that type of, I mean, I like seeing that, bro. Like that's a wonderful thing to have, because he demands a certain level of accountability from players. But it's not only that, he's going to hold himself accountable too. And that's different from what we've seen in other areas. Matt Nagy, he was finger pointing a lot. Matt Eberflus, he finger pointed a lot, especially towards the end of his time there. He knew his days were coming to a close, and he was really kind of finger pointing at certain things, right? So, when you have a guy that's like, okay, I'm going to hold the team accountable and this guy accountable and that guy accountable, but I'm also holding myself accountable. I'm going to be hard on myself too. Then that helps. That's earning the trust. One of the things that I was complaining about last year with Matt Eberflus, after that game, the Fail Mary, right, where Tyreek Stevenson made a mistake, he came out and it was like he was trying to appease the fan base or the media, because he said, we're going to hold Tyreek Stevenson accountable. And I was thinking to myself, how can you hold him accountable when you're the coach? You got eyes in the sky. You got several coaching staff members. Everybody saw Tyreek Stevenson doing something that he should not have been doing, right?
Yep. Not
engaged in the game and talking to the fan base, right? So you call a timeout, you pull him off the field if you need to, but nobody saw him. So where's the accountability there? Right?
Thank you.
So it's different now when you got Ben Johnson coming in. Ben Johnson's going to hold himself to that high standard as well, not only the team or not only the players.
Yep. I bet you back in game one, when that Cairo Santos was unable to kick the ball out of the end zone, and Ben Johnson, said it's on me. It was my fault, because I wanted the extra 5 yards. We didn't kick it out of bounds. But I bet you he had a very candid talk with Richard Hightower, who has had some great moments as the Bears special teams coordinator. He's had some moments that, weren't so great. But I bet you he's the type of guy who would not have let that slide. He would have said, come on, let's talk about this. What's going on? I took your word that he could pick it out. What happened? And that's great to see. Got a question for you from J2K. He says, if this win streak continues, Danikin, are you a buyer at the trade deadline? If yes, who or at least what position would you add?
I'm going defensive line, defensive end. Somebody to provide manufacture some type of pass rush. That's the thing that we're missing right now. And they're sliding by. They're getting by without this pass rush. But at some point in time during the season, you're going to have to be able to get to the quarterback, especially when the cold weather starts, things like that. You got to be able to provide some pressure and force even more turnovers. That's what's going to happen. When you have a legit pass rush that can get to the quarterback, it speeds up his internal clock. He has to pay attention to it. He has to get rid of the ball quicker. It throws the timing of the routes off. So many things are affected by it, right? So if they do at some point are able to get somebody or buy somebody, which I would do, I would go out and try to get me a defensive end of some kind.
Yep. I agree with you, but I'm hearing what Cliff is saying and a couple other people. We got Booker coming back. Hopefully, my man Booker is going to provide a pass rush. The other thing, we mentioned his name earlier in the show, Shamar Turner. This guy could become a very disruptive player. You know that he was noticeable out there against the Commanders, and I think he's just scratching the surface of how he is going to make plays behind the line of scrimmage. And they lined him up a lot at defensive end. When Booker is ready to go, they'll probably have Turner play less at that defensive end position. We'll see, but it doesn't matter. You've got these soldiers who are capable of really helping this defense. And I agree with MacArthur to a point. Don't buy, build through the draft. And the only way that I would make a trade is if somebody calls you and they offer you a deal that you like, holy shit,
can't refuse.
Exactly. It's that Don Corleone on the phone. I can't refuse this.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm at with that, man. Good stuff. Anything else you want to share?
I agree with that 100%. I think they do have some legit players that can come in and step in and manufacture this, right, and do some good things, get a pass rush going. If you do buy, though, you don't have to buy super high, right? You don't have to go out and get an end all be all. You can get a body that you can rotate, that you can use in rotation, and you don't have to give up a lot for him. You can probably get him for the low. You know what I mean, or something like that. But if you were, I'm just saying, if we were buying something, that would be the only thing that I would be buying right now. I'm not buying a running back because I just don't feel like the shelf life is good. There's too many things that can go wrong, in my opinion. You don't need wide receivers. You don't need tight ends. Of course, you don't need quarterback. Your cornerback situation is going to be okay. As hopefully Jalen comes back. We'll see. The linebackers are good. The only position that I would really go out and search for, if I had to, is a defensive lineman of some sort.
Yeah,
maybe even a run stopper. I don't know. With Grady, him being banged up and that knee issue that he has, maybe even you do a run stopper, somebody that can get in there and clog up the middle.
Yeah, we're talking about injuries, man. If Jalen Johnson can come back this season sometime in early December or even earlier than that, that would be phenomenal for this defense, both for the pass rush and for the defensive backfield and creating more turnovers and making it difficult for opposing offenses. Let me see. What do I got here? I think we're ready to move on to the next segment of the show. We always start Bare Their Souls with a 4.5-minute open. Let's play that now. If I loaded it, and here it is.
We are the bearer of Bears News, the Ballroom Network.
The following is rated TV MALSV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Timmy, go to bed now.
There's a Chicago Bears podcast. Unlike most others, a bunch of guys on the broadcast acting much like brothers,
This is bare their souls, uncensored with no control.
End zone picked off, intercepted by Brisker. Samuel was the
This is bare their souls, with some likable a-holes. This is bare their souls, bare their souls.
And it's Swift with a catch. And still going. DeAndre Swift.
Let me hear you guys. Let's go.
Snap a bit high. Kick is good. And the Bears win it. Jake Moody, a hero tonight. And the Bears.
And the only thing I need is
a little bit Good, better, bad. Never let it rest. Good gets better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
This is bare their souls, uncensored with no control. This is bare their souls, with some likable a-holes.
All right. Always fun to put that together. I always try to make a few little changes every week. Before we get to the fun and hilarity, I just want to acknowledge Dan Brown in the chat. He says that 20 years ago, he married his bride and she passed away and he misses her very much. And Dan, thanks for spending some time and sharing that information with us. We really love it that I read your articles and your input in the chat room are fantastic. I hope that we can provide some kind of solace for you, particularly this time of the year when you're missing your bride. So hang in there, brother.
For sure.
All right, let me bring in a guy who, wait a minute, let me do this way. I like to play a little song for him. Which one should I play? Let's see. Let's play this one.
His name is Johnson Tucci. He's never worn Gucci, but he knows a thing or two about pussy.
Tooch, you are muted. You're unmuted now. Say hello with your.
I did it. I unmuted myself. What's up, fellas? Oh man, it's a Victory Wednesday.
That's right.
This one is so sweet too, man. Mm-hmm. I'll get all into it in Bear State of Affairs, but yeah, it feels great.
Outstanding. Hey, I worked out a little gag here. Let me see if I can do this perfectly. Let's see. Where is it? God damn it. Oh, here it is. Hey, Siri, how many pornographic movies has John Santucci been in?
John has appeared in 39 movies, including A Few Hard Men, Die Hard On, and Schindler's Fist.
Tell us about Schindler's Fist.
I thought it was 69 movies.
Oh, yeah. You know how
I wanted to stop at a good number, Aldo.
Yeah,
39 movies, 69 scenes, right?
There you go. You have a favorite? You have a favorite movie that you've been in, Tooch?
No, Schindler's Fist is good though, right, Cliff?
Die Hard on. Oh man, this job is just way too much fun. Anyway, Zim is running a few minutes late. He should be with us in 5 or 10 minutes. He's got a great song for us tonight. Tooch, did you hear it?
Commander's song? No, not yet.
No, it's a Bourbon Street, a New Orleans song, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll play that, and then my man Fitz is going to be here with the food review. Jesus, I forgot my snacks because I wanted to be prepared tonight.
Yeah, I think I filled up well enough to survive that, Aldo.
There you go.
I'm dressed up too tonight, Danikin. I got the Bears polo.
I see.
Very nice. Dressing up. You know what? I have to admit that since Danikin has been here, I've been thinking to myself, you know what? I really need to dress up a little bit better, because my hair's all messed up and so forth. And he's bringing a sense of style. Look at what Relentless Mikey said. Can we just say Danikin's cap is fire?
It really is.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So I'll be wearing a suit next week, fellas. Dude, you want to tease your Bear State of Affairs or you want to get straight into it?
Just got to say that, like Danikin and I, we're always the wavelength,
We see some things.
We're seeing the same stuff. Yep.
But the thing is that you share them in completely different ways, and that's what makes it so cool for us. So let's play your open and get to it, brother.
It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. He got nothing but truth bombs about the Bears. He tells it like it is and always has, with no agenda, just a little pizza. Sit back, light it up, and crack open a beer. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs. State of Affairs. It's time for John's Bears State of Affairs.
All right, welcome aboard. Fitz here early? Is Fitz here early? All right. Yeah, Bears State of Affairs. 2025 NFL season, week 7. What's happening, Barflies? Yeah, it's time to check in with the Bears, Aldo.
Yeah, how it all
Not bad.
Woo!
I like it. Very nice.
Yeah, Bears played their 5th game of the season Monday night, returning to Washington, D.C. in the scene of last season's notorious Hail Mary collapse against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Yeah, and this time it was sweet revenge, Aldo. Yeah!
Yes. It gets bloodier every week.
Yeah, if we're winning, we're getting the blood, Aldo. Yeah, it was sweet revenge. What was long broadcasted as a nonstop reminder of the Hail Mary last season. This win on the road really felt like a pivotal moment in this new Bears era.
Mm-hmm.
It was a statement win for the Bears, folks. A complete reversal of fortune. Yeah, Bears have now won 3 straight, have a winning record, beat the Commanders in prime time, and we weren't the team that doinked. That was the Commanders.
Oh, John, you cracked us up again. That punchline hit like a rolling pin.
Yeah, not only did the Bears go on the road and win a close game against a good team, but they also had to play against the officials in this one, Aldo.
Oh, my goodness.
Those officials really fucked up some calls. Now I listen to John while I play with my balls.
narratives in this one, man. Not only the Bears go on the road and win a close game against a good team, but they also had to play against the officials in this one. And despite all the phantom calls, even a call that took a Rome Odunze touchdown off the board, this young Bears team, they prevailed on the road against a good team in the wind and rain. And the theory game winning streak, well, that's evidence. That's evidence this is a totally different team than Bears fans are used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I think we might actually be a good team.
Oh my God, are you using the P word?
What? Yeah, I think it might be a good team, man. Yeah, going into the bye week, we said on this show that the Bears needed to fix a few things in order to beat the Commanders. Run the football, stop the run, and pressure the quarterback. Monday, they did all three. Yeah, Bears jumped out to a 13-0 lead and headed into the locker room at halftime up 13-7. The Commanders, they rallied in the second half, going up 24-16 before the Bears got a big play from running back DeAndre Swift, a 55-yard touchdown on a short pass. Yeah, Swift was arguably the Bears' MVP this game, running hard and making several key plays throughout the game, leading the Bears in rushing with 108 yards and receiving 67 yards. The Bears fixed their dormant run game with edge runs off tackles' hips, tosses, and crackbacks. They got left tackle Theo Benedict on the move in the run game. Yeah, using his athleticism and strength on second-level defenders. Yeah, how about Theo Benedict? It seems
Pretty
like
cool.
the Bears found a player who could solidify the blind side. And the Bears defense, they also hung tough in this one. They limited the Commanders to only one trip inside the red zone and collected 3 turnovers on the night. Yeah, Bears now lead the NFL in turnover margin per game with plus 1.6.
Wow.
Well, the Bears trailing 22-24. They got a key fumble recovery by Nashawn Wright. And with 2 minutes remaining, Caleb Williams led the team down to the Commanders' 18-yard line for a chance at a game-winning field goal. Man, this nail-biting drama, white-knuckle drama, it was all a grizzled Bears fan could stand, Aldo.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you see, with Cairo Santos out with an injury, Bears had to call up newly signed kicker Jake Moody from the practice squad. Yeah, with 3 seconds remaining in the wind and rain, Jake Moody became the first Bears kicker to kick a walk-off field goal with time expiring in the fourth quarter of his debut with the franchise. Yeah, nothing could take away that sweet victory feeling from Bears fans. Not even the bitter commentary of a sour-faced ex-quarterback broadcaster.
Gosh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, Troy Aikman's commentary was so anti-Bears, I had to turn down the sound on this one. That's been the case with Aikman for years. The guy hates the Bears. He hates Caleb Williams. Yeah. Let me break this down for you, Aldo.
Thank you.
Caleb Williams threw for more yards in his rookie season than Aikman ever threw for in any of his 12 seasons in the NFL.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome stat.
After the win over the Commanders, Ben Johnson seemingly threw shade at Aikman after hearing the ESPN analyst being critical of Caleb Williams despite the Bears' road victory. Said Johnson, quote, "It sounded like from that game the other night, a few people weren't particularly pleased with how we're winning right now. I woke up this morning, my kids were watching the second half of the game before school, so I heard some of the commentary. But listen, in this league, any way you can find a way to win is a big deal." Yep.
There you go.
What the hell?
Wrong graphic.
Wrong graphic. Wrong
Wait a minute.
graphic.
Do I get a sound effect for that?
I love it.
We
No,
need
that's not
one.
it.
Oh,
what
my
is it?
God. What the hell?
You're looking for your graphic. I'm looking for
Yeah.
my sound effect. We're a match.
All
There
right.
it
All
is.
wins matter, man. Winning in the NFL is hard, Danikin.
It is.
It's beyond difficult, and all wins matter. Yeah. Again, Bears teams of the recent past, they would have found a way to lose this game. Not this Bears team.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a different Bears team. It's a different Bears team than we're used to. Yeah, Monday night was evidence of that. This team believes in their new head coach. Yes, said Caleb Williams, quote, "I'm excited every single day that I get to wake up and be coached by him."
Yeah, he said that.
Yep, it's a different Bears team than we're used to, fellas. Yeah, Bears have now scored at least 21 points in each of their first 5 games, marking the first time that's taken place in 30 years.
Yeah!
That's right. Gone are the years where the Bears finished bottom 5 in scoring. Yeah, this team is 10th in scoring at 25.2 points per game. It's top mark since 2018. Ben Johnson, he's got this offense producing already with plenty of room still to improve. Yeah, the Bears broke a few narratives on Monday night. They came from behind to win another close game on the road. They overcame a fairly obvious officiating bias against them to do it. For years, the Bears have been sending video evidence of officiating bias against them to the league and getting half-hearted apologies back from the NFL.
Yep, exactly.
On Monday, Ben Johnson and the Bears basically said, screw it, we'll win in spite of everything. And they did it at the scene of their 2024 funeral. The Bears are breaking narratives. The game against the Bears is no longer a game that other teams could take lightly. We aren't out coached every game. We're tougher to beat. We can come from behind. We can score. We can make plays. The Bears are 3-2 with a chance to extend their winning streak to 7 games. Their next 4 games are against the Saints, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Giants, all winnable games. So as much as last season's loss in D.C. was a breaking point for the Bears, Monday's narrative-breaking victory in D.C. should be a launch point for future victories. That's Bears State of Affairs.
That's
Oh John, you're too much, too much, too much. Oh John, hen.
John, you're on a roll. You on a roll. Do you think of this stuff when you're on the toilet bowl? When you're on a roll, it gets me thinking and singing. You just know how to let us who is singing. Roll, roll, roll. John is on a roll.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
Stevens and Zimmerman's with us.
It was easier in the past when, the Bears were fucking up and Eberflus is coaching. I can make fun of shit. Now it's fun when they win, Aldo.
It is.
It's easier to write it when they win now.
Let's keep it that way. Somebody
Who knew?
mentioned something
Danikin?
during your state of affairs. Howie says, can you really have a statement 1-point victory? Howie, yes, you can.
Yeah, we did, man. We went into the scene of last year's funeral and we took the game.
Yes.
Against a lot of narratives that were working against us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Howie on that one.
Really?
I don't think this is a statement win. I think it's a culture building. I think it's character building, of course. But a statement victory to me is go stomp Green Bay out. A statement victory is beat Detroit, who was 15-2 last year. Those are statement victories. Not beating Washington, because I don't consider Washington the cream of the crop yet.
Well, they're in the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah, Sim, you're following along. I'd love your take on this because I feel this was a statement when just simply because this team has been losing those 1-point games consistently, and the history of what happened last year it's like lifting it mentally, the fail Mary and all that crap, and us getting the break and us winning. So yeah, it's semantics. But what do you think, Zim?
Winning the game is huge, but making it a statement win, I don't feel that you can really call it that, because the Bears didn't it's not to say they didn't win the game, but like they didn't handle it. You know what I mean? Like they won because Washington made a mistake. Now, granted, they took advantage of that mistake and they did what they're supposed to do in that situation, which is run out the clock and score the points to win the game. I feel like a statement win would have been more like, hitting the running back to make that fumble happen, getting an interception on that final drive, forcing the turnover, not just having the ball fall out of.
I wish you were alive for the 85 Bears, Sim.
That's right.
Those were statement wins. Talk about like the game versus the Niners that year where they put Refrigerator Perry on the field. It's the first time ever that he goes on the field and scores that touchdown in a statement game because they did it to them the year before. You know what I mean? That's a statement win. That's coming out and saying, this is our shit. We run it. You can go back to wherever the hell you came from. And I don't feel like they did enough of that.
I think it was a statement game because it put the NFL on notice that the Bears are a good team. We can have bigger statement games, but you got to let us old fans have statement games every 4 decades. Once every 4 decades.
I get where you're coming from. I think that statement game is still yet to come.
Oh yeah,
for this team.
A bigger statement game.
This was a good game, but this point only continued the point from 2 weeks ago that the Bears aren't going to lose these kinds of games anymore. They've already shown that they're not the same old Bears. Now they're proving that they're not the same old Bears. And to me, it is still kind of semantics and splitting hairs at the end of the day, but again, I feel like the statement is yet to come. Where I think the statement comes is in Green Bay. I think if they're going to make a statement game this year, or maybe even the season finale against Detroit, but one of those games, those will be the statement games where they come out and they knock somebody's dick in the dirt and says, this is ours. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Berlissimo has made a couple of great points.
Yeah.
This is his latest. It was less of a statement game and more of a clearing of the throat before the statement.
I completely agree with that.
Definitely a launch point.
Yeah.
They got your attention now. So when they
huge, man, it's Monday Night Football against a team where the Bears fell apart last season. That was the beginning of the end. End of last season was Washington, D.C. last season.
Without a doubt.
Team mutinied against the coach, overthrew the coach. We've been down this before, but now it's like the team is bought into their new coach. Now the team's starting to believe that they can win every game.
Yep.
What I feel is being lost in all of this is the Commanders lost in the same way that the Bears usually lose. Like the Bears forced another team to do the thing that they're expected to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went from being the team that loses those kinds of games to making other teams lose those kind of games.
Yeah, well, it was a reversal of fortune, definitely.
Yeah.
Getting back, TJ and Kyler, man, TJ Edwards really helps the run defense. No question. Kyler as well. They got some good play from their defensive line. Montez Sweat had a hell of a game. Really, played his ass off. He didn't get home, but man, he was making plays. I'd like to see a few more from the guy opposite him, and they had Shamar Turner lined up at end quite a bit. But yeah, it was a well played defensive game. I think they 3 takeaways helped us.
I get what Berlissimo is saying there, but man,
about the referees,
you cannot. You can't. I don't let you control what you can control on the football field. The referees is something that you cannot control. Right. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear nothing about it. At the end of the day, the Bears had 3 takeaways. They didn't give the ball away. The game shouldn't have been that close, regardless of whatever the refs were doing. Yeah, they called a bad game. I get it 100%. But at the same time, still, we had 3 takeaways. They didn't have takeaways. We should have been up 2 scores in that game, regardless of what they do. You can control what you can control, right? So if you can control that, then you put a team away that you need to put away. That's why it's not a statement game. If they capitalized on it and they ran away with it and they boat ran this team like a Detroit does teams, or like Kansas City will do when they're hitting on all cylinders and everything is just working, the defense is pointing, the Bears still have some issues on the special teams. Now, Washington has good special teams, but at the same time, you cannot continue to give up these long kickoff returns to different teams. And it's an ongoing problem. That's an issue.
The field goal kicking front line was I know they had one blocked. I mean, it was like a half-ass effort by Durham Smythe, and the guys in the middle, like their arms were locked. They held up the two guys to get up and block the field goal.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I'm with you guys about the special teams. Definitely need some a little talking to Hightower.
I pointed this out in the preseason that this was a problem.
Yeah. Bellissimo goes on to say that this is a culture change, winning in the face of adversity because of the officials and stuff. So
100%.
I agree.
I think it is semantics, and how you define statement games or a statement game. If you're going to say statement,
we're arguing over the size of our statement games. Man, some guys got bigger ones than others.
That's right. By the way, now that you mentioned that, where's my drop for that moment where you were going to say something like that?
You're Miss Tooch in the porno biz, especially the giant loads of jizz.
You think I could have cut that one a little?
A little bit. That's right.
Anyway, that's to me, that is one of the best debates that we have here. Mr. Shorty on Bears Country Productions. I'll be watching tomorrow, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central. I hope that they continue this discussion with their crew over there, because I see both points of view, but I still am strongly in the category that I think this was a statement because of all the adversity they had to overcome. But I understand everyone's point of view, and everyone has had valid points of view. I didn't think it was anyone said anything stupid, despite the fact that Zim looks a little stupid right now. By the way, that guitar in the background there, that white one, what's the deal there? Yes, that
nice.
one.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks.
You got a story behind it?
No, honestly, no. I booked a show once. I needed a guitar for it. Like I have other acoustics, but none of them have electric hookups. And I was like, I could just mic it, but that doesn't sound as good. So
this one's got a bridge pickup.
It's got an internal pickup.
Okay.
Underneath. And yeah, I just needed a guitar for a show, and it cost like $200, and it sounds pretty good. So no real story. That's probably one of the few that I don't really have a story behind. So.
Danikin's got a grand piano, so
Yeah.
Right. See that?
it costs no $200, bro.
I was going to ask Danikin if he knew what the fuck Zim was talking about with the grand pickup and this shit and that. I don't know anything. It's a guitar. It's got strings.
Yeah,
but that's why you're the music producer here. Hey, you want to play your song right now? This is a perfect segue.
We might as well.
Yes.
We might as well. What styles did I use for influence? I used some Mississippi Delta blues, a little bit of New Orleans jazz, of course, because we have the Saints game coming up this week.
The Saints are marching in.
Of course. And no, you think I'm kidding? A little bit of gospel in there at the end, as well as some, what am I looking for? Bounce music. That's what it's called. It's that that bouncy horn kind of music.
Yeah.
You'll hear it when you hear it.
Nice. Yeah, I've been to New Orleans a number of times and have visited Bourbon Street and just sat there and listened to some of the music. This really captured the spirit. Really nice job here. Let's play it for everybody. And if anyone disagrees, go fuck yourself.
What a roller coaster ride we endured on Monday night. That's the second in a row with every emotion in tow. JD fumbled it away. Will Rattler do the same? With just one win so far, you'd think it wouldn't be so hard. Got to avoid the trap. Their record might be crap. You still can't look past that. Can Rome get back on track when the Saints come marching out? You gotta punch them in the mouth. Let them hang around. If there's a way, it will be found. Send them down the Mississippi. Don't let their defense get too frisky. This marching back home. A new left tackle did the trick. Looks like they're gonna stick with it. A running back, a breakout game. Finally the par has changed. Expectations on the rise. Bad Bunny show is on their minds. They're headed the right way. Got to avoid the trap. Keep this train rolling down the tracks. When the Saints come marching out, you gotta punch them in the mouth. Let them hang around. If there's a way, it will be found. Send them down the Mississippi. Don't let their defense get too frisky. This one should not be closed. Send the Saints marching back home. You gotta punch them in the mouth. Let them hang around. If there's a way, it will be found. Send them down the Mississippi. Don't let their defense get too frisky. This one should not be closed. Send the Saints marching back home.
Well done.
I like that one. That was not bad.
That
I like
was really good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yep. Zim, what are you going to do next week? Baltimore. I can't think of a music that matches with the city of Baltimore.
So Baltimore is an interesting spot because, you know, it's so close to DC that a lot of their musical worlds intertwine. But also, two of my favorite bands are from Baltimore. So, like, I kind of want to throw that out there, but I've already used that style multiple times. So I'm like, I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions, you're always welcome to throw them at us.
Don't they do like go-go music or something like that? Isn't it like go-go up there or something?
Go-go, I believe, is one of them. I mean, I've looked it up before. I know they've got a huge underground hip-hop scene in that general region. But I'm not a rapper. I can't even fake lines for that. Like it would be so egregiously, obviously awful that I know certain kinds of music and I know the roots of that kind of music, and that's about it.
Well, good stuff, man. We're looking forward to every one of your songs when you got the time to do it. Because I know you're doing some college courses, you're working, you got kids. Damn,
oh yeah.
bro.
It's been a whole adventure, and I'm still trying to go do, fun things in my free time as well. And I'm starting to think maybe I should just sleep instead.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, lads. Yeah, don't sleep. Keep going, man. Keep churning it out. It's good stuff.
Sleep when we die.
Yeah, you go. I'm going to play this now because I got to take a piss, so I don't want to miss the song. But I got 5 minutes of media highlights, and I want you guys to listen closely. I've got clips from Tom Pelissero talking on the Rich Eisen show. I've got Move the Sticks, Daniel Jeremiah. I got Colin Cowherd. And First Take, some guy named Mad Dog. So listen to this and we'll talk about it on the other end.
You saw the raw talent of Caleb Williams. He can be. It's all in there. The talent is in there for Caleb Williams. And this was even a different quarterback than we saw in week 1 against the Vikings, where Caleb Williams started out, 9-9 or 10-10 pass at the start of that game. Everything was rhythm. It was the quick checkdowns. And then as the game went on, it was a lot of running for your life, Superman football, the exact type of stuff that Ben Johnson doesn't want to see him have to do on any type of regular basis. Sure, there might be 2 or 3 times where you need an above-the-line type of play, whether it's athletically or with your arm, but you don't want him to live there. Last night, again, in brutal weather, I was watching Caleb Williams warm up for the game. And he's just soaking wet.
Yeah, he loved it, though.
And he's like walking through it. I'm like, oh, man, it must be really bad there. Like, he's not even opening his eyes walking across the field. This is going to be a tough passing night. Yet it's Jaden Daniels and the Commanders that coughed the ball up 3 times on their home turf.
I do think he's doing a better job, and I think they've done a better job of baking it in. In other words,
There are a lot of creative screens, and he's gotten better. He's gotten better at that. There's different types of screens. When you're thinking about like kind of the up and down screen where you used to talk about, it's almost like you're just trying to get it out of the cookie jar. Yeah, a little fadeaway, get the cookie out of the cookie jar. And then there's also some of these quick inside screens where it's just real quick. You get the tight end, and it's just a nice, quick, firm ball, and it's on him so he can go. Caleb's gotten a lot better. That was not a great strength of his. He's gotten a lot better at that stuff. And Ben Johnson continues to roll those out. And they got some of their bigger pass plays on quick hitters like that, where they got some run after catch. He's still misfiring on a couple intermediate throws where I almost feel like he's overthrowing. Like he's just trying to gas it up, just take a little off. And then it was terrible. I thought it was a terrible offensive PI call that cost him a touchdown, but he's playing pretty efficiently. That game was about protecting the football, Buck. And, Jaden Daniels, I thought was probably a little more pinpoint with how he threw the football, but you had the turnover. That was the whole game.
But the Bears are 3-2, and they're a blocked kick and a fumble from being 1-4. And Caleb Williams, who I loved out of college, is a work in progress. Right now, he remains dead last in the NFL in expected completion percentage. What is that? That's when the game's over, people look at tape. Translation, he should be completing 72% of his throws. He's at 61.5. They're leaving a lot of completions on the floor. So coming out of college, the concerns on Caleb Williams were consistent accuracy, still a problem in the NFL, and could he play within structure? Now he's getting better at that, but he's still last in the NFL getting the ball out of his hands. He holds the ball too long, and he's not consistently accurate. So year 2 in the NFL with a great offensive young coach, still problems. Remember that video that came out in camp when Caleb Williams, you all told me to downplay it. Oh, media's going overboard. When he had that moment, he's thrown into a net, and he got so upset at himself because he badly missed a throw from 8 feet away. It's a real thing. This was the concern out of college. He's still missing too many throws.
Are you all in on the Caleb Williams era in Chicago?
I am not, and great job for Troy Aikman on Monday night because Troy wasn't into it either. You can tell just by listening to his commentary. And if Ben Johnson, who's done a hell of a job, and Caleb Williams are going to sit there and tweet about Troy Aikman, timeout.
Well, Ben Johnson didn't tweet anything.
Well,
the player had
I thought Ben Johnson didn't like what Aikman had to say.
He addressed it in the press conference.
This is Troy Aikman. I mean, this is one of the great quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League with three Super Bowls where he played great in all 3 games. If he wants to have a comment on Caleb Williams, he's allowed to have a comment on Caleb Williams. Deal with it. Me, you want to kill me? Go ahead. What do I know? Because I don't love Caleb Williams either. He creates his own chaos in some of these games. 26% inaccuracy rate. ESPN made sure they gave you that percentage when they said his throws at times can be inaccurate. He fumbled that snap, which cost him an opportunity to win the game late in the 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter. And he's just, I don't know, he's so erratic at times in the course of the game. At times he can be great, and then at other times you say, geez, what are you doing? I mean, and let's be honest. Let's be fair. Right now, and the Bears have a history of doing a horrific job with quarterbacks. Yep. Justin Fields, Cade McNown, Trubisky. I mean, this is nothing new. If you're the Bears and you want to analyze this, would you rather have Jaden Daniels, who is pick 2, or Williams?
I don't know. What do you think?
Daniels.
Yeah.
He got to an NFC championship.
What about Drake May? 3.
There's the next one I was just going to mention. You want Drake May or you want Caleb Williams? It's a little early yet for Drake May, but at the early returns, give me Drake May.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Oh my gosh, that last guy, Mad Dog. He's famous in New York. He used to have a very popular, he used to have a very popular show with somebody else who was equally as dumb as he. But in New York,
talk about undiagnosed autism. That guy couldn't make eye contact to save his life. Holy shit!
Aikman played behind one of the greatest offensive lines of all time.
Yep.
With arguably one of the greatest running backs of all time, and
one of the best wide receivers of
Michael
the era.
Irvin, and a darn good defense as well. As far as like Troy Aikman, he's got 3 rings. Let me just flash something up here,
please.
Here's Ryan Tannehill's stats versus Troy Aikman. If Troy Aikman's in the Hall of Fame, Ryan Tannehill should be in the Hall of Fame. Their stats are not dissimilar.
Yeah, I mean, it's
talking about just
totally
stats,
different game. Right.
Yeah.
A totally different game is being played now. But I doubt that Troy Aikman would be any better than Ryan Tannehill in today's game. I have to say that because, I just every time I listen to the guy and what I remember of him playing with the Dallas Cowboys, there's just nothing there. There's nothing there to get to say, hey, Troy Aikman is a great quarterback. Hand it off the ball. So, well, who said that? I think it was Danikin or somebody in the chat said he's famous
Zim.
for handing off the ball.
It was Zim.
Thank you. Go ahead, Danikin.
No, I mean, I understand where Bears fans are coming from with the the hate for Troy Aikman, and I get it. I'm 100% on board with, I think his biased criticism of the Bears, Caleb Williams, is overboard, right? I ain't gonna take away from what he did in the game, though. I can't take away from what he did. He is a Hall of Famer. He did win 3 Super Bowls. I don't care if he was handing off to the best running back or the best offensive line. He still went out there and he was able to produce. And he played it's a different era, right? So if we look at stats, if we just figured it based on stats solely, I challenge anybody, go look at the last 30 guys who had the most passing yards in a season. It's only one guy in that 30, I believe. It might be 2 or 3 that are not in the era, the 2000s and up. So in the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, they did not throw the ball like they do now. So it's you can't comparing apples to oranges, in my opinion. So I can't do that. But he is over the top with his little criticism of our
Warren
team
Moon was lighting it up back then.
Yeah, and Dan Marino is the one guy that's in there. That's my favorite quarterback of all time,
Right.
Dan Marino. He could play in any era and be dope.
As True Pilgrim points out in that chat post, Elway, Marino, Moon, Favre were all throwing for crazy yards at that point where Aikman was playing football. They had a different construction of team. They had one of the greatest running backs of all time. So you got to ride that horse with that offensive line he has.
Yep.
But also you got to look at it from the standpoint of who was opposite Michael Irvin on that team with Dallas, because they had 2 outstanding wide receivers. I'm sure Bellissimo or somebody in the chat knows, but didn't they
have Kmart? Kelvin Martin?
Yeah, Kelvin Martin, I
was
believe.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a good tight end, so he had the weapons to throw for tons of yards.
Hey, Novacek,
Right.
tight end, great receiver.
Now, the story is that Caleb Williams said this in the press conference, is that he was asked, did he meet with Troy Aikman before the game? Because the national TV crew gets to talk with the coach and the quarterback and so forth.
Yeah.
And Caleb said, no, I was busy lifting and meetings and so forth, but I called him and he didn't answer. So maybe Troy's criticism was because he was pissed off that he got stood up by Caleb. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, in the prelude to the kickoff, there's a short preamble between Joe Buck and Troy Aikman where Aikman goes, "I spoke to him just last night, blah 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 blah." To give a little flavor before the game, and
exactly.
Caleb missed his allotted time with Aikman. Aikman didn't pick up. I mean, I don't know. Could that two have communicated better? Sure.
Yeah, from what I know about Aikman, and Greg Gabriel shared a couple of things about his personality. He's the type of guy who would have gotten pissed off at Caleb for standing him up and taking it out on him on the air. So I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Greg, but if I did, too late.
I think Aikman does. Aikman does have that type of mentality. Or
you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, I've followed him through Dallas and all of that.
J2K's got it.
He got mad at a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like he was a real stickler for certain situations and things like that.
Alvin Harper.
Alvin Harper.
He was good. That's the guy.
Yep, he was awesome.
Yep.
But it's not only that meeting, in my opinion, though. I think, especially on the national stage, like these national televised games, like Sunday Night Football, because Chris Collinsworth does it as well. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have heard that, but I
Mhm.
think he's overly critical of the Bears and Caleb Williams at times, right?
I agree with you.
And that's because there's a narrative that's pushed. There's a narrative that's talked about, right? Tooch, you mentioned it. They're breaking narratives now, right?
Yep.
So the narratives, the fail Mary. You hear all this stupid stuff from commentators so often when you hear about Bears games. The fail Mary, the double doink, the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. I mean, just on and on and on. They're the laughing stock. They're the joke when it comes to offensive football, right? Especially the passing game. So with that narrative, when they have these production meetings, I guarantee you they sit there and they say, okay, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to entertain people with and laugh and poke fun at the Bears about this week? That happens, but they have to win games, which they're doing now, and that will change the narrative over time.
They have to make statement games, right?
ABC threw together a little. They threw together a little like production about Caleb Williams returning to his hometown area at a high school he went to in the DC area. I forget the name of the high school. Bishop something.
Yeah, it's a something college, isn't it?
Yeah, Bishop something college.
Yeah,
high school.
Bishop Gorman.
Something like that, and
This is Caleb's high school. It was Gonzaga College High School.
Gonzalez College.
Thank you,
Gonzalez
Sim.
College.
Thank you.
Gonzaga College High School. Yeah, they threw together a little thing. They showed the school and their production. You know, he's coming home, and then that one guy talked about it. It was like Caleb was out in the rain, loving it. He's in his element. This is where he's from. He's from the Baltimore DC area.
Yep. We got a shout out from Mr. Shorty and a $20 bill. He says, "Love you, brother. Tooch, Sim, Danikin, much love. And the chat, you're the best. And we will see you tomorrow on Bears Country Productions. That man there.
There he is.
Named Mr. Shorty. He's also, we also call him asshole and son of a bitch. But
Mr. Scrody.
He is. Oh wow, he's got Kenneth Davis as a guest tomorrow.
Ooh, love Kenneth Davis.
Kenneth is fantastic.
Not the former Bears running back or Bills running back. Yeah.
No, that's going to be good. We'll check you out, Mr. Shorty, tomorrow. I want to go. By the way, I'm going to save this for tomorrow, but I'm planning on going into the city tomorrow to watch a movie. But I'll talk about it more during the pop culture segment.
We had Kenneth Davis on Barroom once before with
Kenneth has been on
100 Proof.
Yep, indeed. Anything else regarding the Chicago Bears that you guys want to talk about before Fitz comes in? Zim, we haven't heard much from you. What's on your mind?
Well, in other NFC North news, JJ McCarthy is probably returning to the Vikings this week. Tough blow for a Vikings team that's kind of gaining some momentum right now. Hopefully they can overcome that.
Well done.
long injury report for the Bears this week. Cairo Santos out of practice. Noah Sewell out with the concussion. DJ Moore out with that groin injury. Grady Jarrett still out. And then Jonah Jackson, mystery addition to the report. Seems like we got one of those a week. Just something to keep an eye on throughout the week. Just going through my quick hitter notes here. Sorry.
What do you think? Let's just say that Jonah Jackson misses the game. Who's stepping in there? Because he's played well.
I have my dream scenario for this. And in my mind, your number one best scenario, if that happens, is to kick right inside to guard and put Trapillo at right tackle. I would love to see it.
I agree, though.
They'll never do it, but I would love to see it. No, probably
Ryan Bates.
I was gonna say Bates probably comes in at guard. He kind of seemed to earn the swing guard spot. So, let's see. I had a few other things. Jonah Jackson, speaking of which, this is a big blow. 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and only 9 hurries on the season. 5 of those coming in the first week of the season. So that is a pretty big blow to the team. Let's see. Sorry,
a lot of people are out on Jonah Jackson. It's like when you look at his stats and what he's doing out there,
he's pretty good.
Like, he's not bad, bro. He's not terrible. He had some false starts, a couple of holding penalties, things like that. But the beginning of the season, it'll taper off as the season continues on too.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties, we still had 9 penalties for the game. That's, more than we'd like. We played behind the sticks, a few times there, 1st and 14 or 1st and 15, whatever it is. We got to stop playing behind the sticks. And I wanted to talk a little bit about DJ Moore because he left the stadium in an ambulance. And we didn't get a lot of information. I don't know, Aldo, do you have some updated DJ Moore information?
I do. As a matter of fact, you were reading my mind. Dr. Chow used to be, he's on social media a lot. People probably know him from there. But he also used to be the trainer for the San Diego Chargers. And so he provides updates on social media on players. This is what he said about DJ Moore.
He was said to have a groin injury. I can't think of a true groin muscle injury that would require hospitalization. No, incarcerated hernias don't happen. So it is the speculation that he has something going on with his private parts. What was going on? Don't know. He did go to the medical tent earlier in the game. To his credit, he did finish the game. Was there a hematoma and swelling in the private parts area? Was there something like torsion or something in the private parts area? Something happened there. Is the belief. We'll leave it private for DJ Moore. The good news is he will and should recover quickly. It remains to be seen if he will play this week for the Bears or not. But this week at least, if he plays, he probably will wear a cup.
These guys still wear a cup.
He got Reeve Soried, Aldo. Remember Reeve Sori?
Oh yeah.
He lost, his testicle exploded.
Yes.
He got hit in the nut.
Yes, that's a long time ago.
He lost one ball. Yeah.
Yes.
In the 70s, he lost a ball.
So do they call him?
What's that?
Do they call him Uno?
I guess so. One ball.
I was at a hockey game once where somebody hit a slap shot and hit somebody right in the nuts, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" And this guy skating off the ice into the training room. There's blood coming out of his hockey pads, and then we learned after the game that his testicles exploded when on that hockey shot. So I don't think that guy is going to have any kids. But I actually kind of speculated that was the problem with DJ, that he got back into the locker room, he started pissing blood, and he said, "Hey, I'm pissing blood. You better take me to the hospital."
Yeah. I mean, pissing blood is genuinely like an immediate concern. That's like, we need to go to the hospital now. So, I mean, that's like one of the first things they teach you about taking care of yourself. So,
absolutely.
It wouldn't be surprising at all. And to be honest, like, my immediate thought was like, torsion is so painful. I cannot imagine that like he would have played through that, but I don't know. I mean, these guys are tough sons of bitches, so you never know.
Cliff, I worked in porn. You don't have to tell me.
and if you are pissing blood, it can be also like a kidney shot as well.
Yes. In fact, that's what I speculated, that it was a kind of a lacerated kidney, which is what happened to Jim McMahon when against the Raiders back in '83, I think it was. Yeah. Lutz the reporter, my guess, twisted testicle. It hurts as bad as it sounds.
See, but that's the thing. I feel like that would have like hung him up for longer. Like he wouldn't have finished the game with something like that. It's hard to run when your nuts hurt, Like,
I agree. It's one of those things that's happening internally. Like that's why the lacerated kidney makes sense. You're building
right,
blood, and you're gonna take a piss. All of a sudden,
I mean, again, he could have just gotten whacked in the nuts. He thought that it was all good, and then he takes his pants off at the end of the game. Like, what the fuck? Those are 3 times the right size.
I think Zim did the proper description there, D. Starin. I don't think I need to go into it anymore.
Yeah, torsion's kind of enough picture for me, although.
Right. Hey, by the way, you guys hungry?
Not yet.
Not yet? Fitz, I'm sorry.
We will be in a moment, though.
We will be in a moment. One of the great things about doing this show nowadays is that we get this gentleman to come in, talk food, and then talk football with us. And he sticks around most shows, hopefully forever, to talk pop culture. And his name is Fitz. Let me put him in the middle of the screen there. There he is. But first, let me play that little video that we have for you. It goes something like. Where the fuck is it? Jesus. Help me out here, Tooch. I don't know where it is.
Not the help you're expecting.
No, not the help I was. Anyways, pretend that we played it. It's missing for some reason. Fitz, how are you, my friend?
Doing fine. How's everybody doing tonight?
Having a lot of
Not
fun.
bad.
Get some good laughs.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Got a good show going on.
The T-shirt is priceless. Absolutely
that.
priceless. Yes.
Another
Very,
gift for
very
my
nice.
girls.
Oh, they know how to pick out gifts for Dad.
They do. They
Indeed.
really do.
Indeed.
I
Fitz,
enjoy
what was your
Christmas.
reaction to the game on Monday night? Were you hollering and screaming and waking up family?
Yeah, my wife was up working in her office and she came down one time because she's like, I heard noises I'd never heard before. I was like, it was on the DeAndre Swift touchdown. I guess I got a little excited on that one. So. Yeah,
That's wild.
I had a lot of. There's a lot going to open up about that game. Just one, I didn't necessarily think they'd win it. It just wasn't a game that I'm used to seeing the Bears win the way it was set up. Two, the way they won it with a big running game and then the defense stopping the run. I was just, when I look back at the numbers and go, holy cow, this wasn't supposed to happen like this. I thought maybe they went in a shootout or something, but I guess DeAndre Swift, he loves playing the Commanders because last year he had a big game against them.
Good point.
Yep. And there was even a pass rush. Had that not been Jaden Daniels, you're looking. I think Montez Sweat would have gotten a couple of sacks if they weren't chasing that guy down. And then the turnovers. And turnovers are one of those things that I don't know why, but they can be contagious on a team. It just once you start, you just keep getting more.
It can happen in bunches.
You just yeah. I mean, they've got 11 right now. Is that
the number? I don't know. I haven't calculated it. But
I would be surprised
at the
if
league
they
lead, right?
Yeah, they're up there, and I'd be surprised if it is 11. I'd be surprised if they finish the year with only like 15. It's one of those things that just keeps going, and if you're not getting them, you're not going to get them either. So it's like the opposite happens, and this year is just one of those years where they're getting turnovers, and I'll take it. I'm not apologizing to anybody about that. Let's just go.
Absolutely. Prior to you joining us, Fitz, we were talking about the injury DJ Moore sustained, which apparently, according to Dr. Chow, he says it was to his testicles. So, Ho Loco has a question. He says, speaking of nuts, Fitz, what's your preference in nuts? Nuts on Clark Street, I bet, right?
Yeah, I prefer not getting hit in them, but it's just,
I'm with you, bro.
I'm an almond guy. I have almonds every day at lunch. Every day,
good for the brain. Yeah,
I love pecan pie. So, I'm a big almond guy. Chocolate covered almonds too. Yeah. So.
Nice. Oh, guess what I found, guys?
He's about to make me hungry. Gonna microwave popcorn, trust me. When he talks about food, my appetite is renewed. This is Fritz with his restaurant critique.
Hey, all right. Okay.
Doesn't feel the same without it,
I was nervous that we weren't gonna have Fitz again because he told me privately, like if he doesn't get this If he doesn't get it, I'm not back. I'm not
Come on,
coming
man.
back. Thank God.
I had a feeling that was going on. I read about that somewhere, some social media post. Fitz is not happy.
Right, that's me.
But yeah, Fitz, I agree with you. The way the Bears won, we were talking about that earlier, was one of the things that was so impressive. I got to ask you this question. We were talking about it. Would love your opinion. Was this a statement victory for the Bears? A statement win?
Yes, in the way I will say. I heard Dan Weeder, our boy, said it yesterday. They're finding ways to win games before they're good enough to win them. And I thought that made a lot of sense. It's like these games, they shouldn't be winning these games. Who would really say going into that game that the Bears had more talent or that they were a better team than Washington, but yet they found a way. It's like they've jumped ahead of the game. It's like first you kind of learn how to win. You get better, then you can win these close games. But all of a sudden they're winning these close games that they shouldn't be. And it's like, okay, all right, fine. And I think a lot of that has to do with what Ben Johnson's just brought to it. We talked about a couple weeks ago how he's going to drag these guys along to do the things that he wants to do, whether they like it or not. And that this was another one. He was just that you could see it in the team too. That towards the end of the game, when you weren't quite sure if they were going to pull this out, I was kind of almost resigned to the fact that they might lose this game, but I like how they played. Just they were in it. They weren't giving up. Like Ben says in the locker room, we didn't blink, and they did not blink. They just kept going out there. They're down 8 in the fourth quarter, on the road, and they were able to somehow pull that off. And Caleb did it again. He wasn't playing that great the whole game, but he played well down the stretch and got them in position to win for the sixth time in a year and 5 games.
Right. Fitz, so you agree with Tooch and myself. We think it was a statement when Danikin and Zim do not. So we're going to leave you alone with those two guys and try to win this debate.
Well, why don't you think it's a statement game?
You want to go first, Zim, or you want me to?
I don't know. I mean, the easiest thing in a debate like this seems to just be to attack Fitz's character and belittle him as a human. So, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, just, I mean, my argument is more so that just like, I guess it makes sense, like finding ways to win games that they shouldn't be winning. But at the same time, it feels more like that was coincidence and luck rather than something the Bears actually did to me. And like, they did what they were supposed to do at the end of the game rather than like giving it away like they have in years past. But at the same time, like all they did is what a good football team's supposed to do. I feel like they didn't to me, a statement win is like throttling the other team, where like if some of these big plays hadn't come off the board, the drop to OZ and the bullshit penalty on Benedict, are the first two things that come to mind. If those two plays go the Bears' way, I think this is much more of a kind of statement win because that's a 14-point swing potentially. Yeah. Where that fumble at the end of the game doesn't even matter. Where maybe Stevenson gets his redemption and picks off Daniels to end the game or something like that. That would be a statement to me. Whereas this is just like, it's the Bears doing what they're supposed to do. And it's just such a foreign concept to us as Bears fans because they haven't done what they're supposed to do for so long.
Well, that kind of makes a statement, doesn't it? We're going to do what we're supposed to do. I mean, we've got a very low bar right now in Chicago. So this is one statement. It's not the statement, but it's one. Like we're doing things that we normally do that you're not used to. So
I love it.
To me, it's the same statement as wearing a name tag. It's like you're just stating the obvious. Like the statement shouldn't be "My name is Steven." The statement should be "My name is Steven, and I saved 3 lives last year."
Bullshit.
That's all I'm trying to say. I feel like it's such an underwhelming statement that it shouldn't count.
I think it's like I said, it's a culture building. and it's character building, right? But a statement game to me is similar to them. Like you could throttle somebody, you run away with it, you demolish somebody, you make an impactful statement. We're here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody looks at this Bears win over Washington except maybe Bears fans and says, "Oh, Chicago, they got something going. They're about to set the world on fire." Now, if you go out and you beat a Green Bay or you beat Detroit, or I mean, we have a lot of games against teams that can be statement wins. Washington is not that team. They're not. I don't think they're the cream of the crop when it comes to the NFL.
They were
A
one game
statement
away from
win-
the Super Bowl.
And that's true. That's true. But every single season is different. So, you move on to the next season and it look at Baltimore right now. They're 1-5. You know what I mean? So, a statement win is
wait a second.
putting the world on
Who's
notice.
Buffalo beaten?
Who? Buffalo? No, I said Baltimore. I said
Now
Baltimore.
looking at H's statement.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. But that's my thing. Like a statement game is like putting the world on notice. Everybody, not just Chicago fans, that we're here and the Bears are somebody to be reckoned with now. You guys better watch out because we're about to set the world on fire.
And
it's not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know why I don't think it's a statement game too, is because the narrative has not changed at all in the national media. We're still the same old Bears who just got lucky and won a game. Like if Caleb Williams' stat line thoroughly outshined Jaden Daniels, which it should, but it doesn't, like that would also be a statement. A statement to me is something that changes the narrative. And this did not change the narrative outside of Chicago. It's a moral statement, for lack of a better way to put it. Like it's like I say, like we should be able to say like Jaden Daniels lost this game and Caleb Williams won this game. And instead we're looking at it as like I don't know, like did Caleb really carry this team? And I agree with the who gives a shit just win. I will fully agree with that. I think we're nitpicking this victory when at the end of the day we should be looking at New Orleans and not overlooking that game. I think it's one of the biggest traps on the schedule right now.
Yeah, I if this was an Eberflus coach team, I would say yeah, but I just don't see that happening with Johnson letting this be a trap game. Winning one game in the NFL, I think, is the hardest thing to do of any of the sports. Like winning one baseball game, winning one basketball game, because you've got 1 week to do it. So you're putting all these coaches are putting this ridiculous amount of energy into the details of these things. I think the worst NFL coach is still the most detail-oriented person that I would ever come across, because it's just there's just that much going on, the back and forth. I mean, to win one football game, it takes a lot. To win a game on the road, that much more. To see this team come along and win 2 games on the road now that they probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm a Bears fan, so it's making a statement to me. So I see where you're coming from. It's not, maybe nobody else cares, but it's mattering right now because we're seeing something we really haven't seen in a while.
I think a lot of people have wrapped this being a statement win up in Caleb versus Jaden Daniels, number 1 versus number 2 pick. A lot of people have wrapped it up into that, and then the Fail Mary, those things, and then of course the back and forth between Bears fans and Commanders fans that we've seen going on for the entire week. So that's why a lot of people have wrapped it up as a statement victory. In my opinion, I just say a statement victory, man. I want to beat our rival. I want to beat somebody in my division. I want to stomp them out. Like, to me, a statement victory would have been putting JJ McCarthy on notice that, hey, for the next 10 years, you're going to have to deal with us on your back, like beating you down every single time we play. And the Bears didn't do that. So, you know what I mean? I want to see them make a statement victory against a team that not only is a rival, maybe somebody who's a perennial playoff contenders, Super Bowl contender. I just don't view Washington as that yet. I think they're a good team and they're making strides and trending up, but I just don't think they're a perennial like you have to do it a few years. If this was a San Francisco team, if it was a Green Bay team, a Detroit, one of these teams that have been, kind of the cream of the crop in the NFL, then I say it's a statement victory. It is. I mean, like by means, I'm not trying to take away from it, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think it's the culture building, and it definitely is changing the culture of Bears football. Like you said, this is something that we don't see. The Bears lose these games. They find a way to lose, right? And now they're finding ways to win. So that's the difference between it. So, trending in the right direction, though, definitely.
Who are the best teams in the NFL?
Got no idea.
Kansas City. I mean,
Kansas City.
You got to put the Lions up
Buffalo,
there.
the Lions. You know what I mean?
I'm not putting Buffalo up there. Did you see who they've beaten?
Yeah, wait till next.
They lost to the Falcons and the Patriots. So are the Patriots and Falcons good teams? I think they are. I mean, Atlanta's number one in the NFL in total defense, which blows my mind. And then the Patriots are a team on the rise with getting good play from Drake May.
They're in first
place,
place.
and their defense is playing well. The Bills haven't beaten anybody.
Like, I really think the three best teams in football are easily the Commanders, Raiders, and Cowboys. And the Bears beat all three of them. So,
So it's a statement game then. What you're saying?
Three statement games
in a row. 3 statement games in a row.
To my point with all of that is like, go pound your chest to somebody about beating the Commanders, and everybody's gonna be like, okay,
Well,
it's the same concept of like Buffalo hasn't beaten anybody. The Bears haven't beaten anybody. That's why it's not a statement. I'm still hung up on this. Anyway, best teams.
It's too early to tell. I mean, the season's young, and there's teams out there who have played some really good football that we're not used to playing. The Bears are one of them.
And I don't think anybody's really separated themselves yet, because does anybody really
the Rams
believe?
Definitely J2K. Rams, Lions, and Chiefs.
Does anybody really believe
Seattle
in
is good? Yep.
The Buccaneers right now? Like the Colts and the Buccaneers are like the class of the NFL right now. But do you really believe in either of those teams? Like one, I think a little more than the other. But
the Buccaneers, they just find a way to win, man. That's a team.
But we're in week 7, and it feels like it's anybody. I have no idea who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year, and it feels weird being like this late into the season, i.e. more than a month into the season, and not having any idea. It's kind of fun. We haven't had a season like this in a long time.
I know.
Why not us then? Why not us?
That's right.
Come on.
Well,
exactly. Why not us? Exactly.
Because we're the Bears. That's why.
The Bears have a chance to go to 7-2. They're playing 4 teams that are definitely beatable.
I'm sorry. Wasn't I crazy 2 weeks ago for saying that the Bears could potentially rip off 10 straight?
Yeah,
because all of a sudden now everybody's on board with it.
10? Ooh.
I'm
not saying they're going to. I'm saying it's possible. I want to be very.
I said they're not losing until next year. I mean, but
Super Bowl.
The Bears.
I put it right in my song. They're thinking about that Super Bowl halftime show already, and they are. Why not them? That's the goal for every team, and until they're eliminated, that's going to be the goal.
Like we're 0-2 in the division, so I mean, it's not. We have work to do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But we got a lot of time to build momentum and chemistry going up against them. What's this we shit? I got nothing to do with it. That team has a whole lot to do with it.
You're okay. Yes, you do. Take ownership of this.
I'm not a Packers fan. I'm not going to feign ownership over my team.
Yeah, the Bills have one really good player, and then the rest of that, it's like question marks around it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I never thought about it that way.
The Bears and Washington, the Commanders. It's like they're polar opposites in the media. You're both sitting there they've got almost the same record. They both have 3 wins, but if you look at one, the way they were talking about them, the Commanders are just everyone's darlings, and the Bears are like just the runt of the litter. That they're just getting crapped on by the media for what they did. It's like
I don't understand.
But here's why it could be sort of maybe not a statement game, but a turning point. The national media is now starting to talk about the Bears being a team that other teams have to watch out for. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
that
that
they
is
are
fair.
starting. The national media is starting to say, "Hey, the Bears could surprise teams."
They are no longer on the
surprise.
opponents list. They are on the difficult opponents list,
Yep,
which is
exactly
movement. But I want to know, to change the subject just slightly. Why is Jaden Daniels not being spit roasted by the media the way Caleb Williams would be for literally handing the game to his opponents?
I have no
He
idea.
literally handed the ball to them.
I kept hearing, you would hear this, well, the elements were causing all this. Well, it didn't happen to the Bears. I mean, they had one bad snap the whole game, and that wasn't even, I don't even think that was element related. It was just.
No, it was just a bad snap. And those happen.
For whatever reason, Caleb hasn't earned enough respect for the national media to give him
I don't
the
understand it.
credit that's due.
I'm telling you, there's something in him that's burning. There's something about the way he's playing. I think he took that game personal. I think it was him against Jaden. I think there's a little bit of, I don't want to go too far and compare him to Michael Jordan, but there is something. He was motivated by that game because of the quarterback on the other side of the field. There's something there. He wanted that game because of last year, because of what people are saying that he shouldn't have been the number one pick. And as that attitude sort of as his play, as his ability sort of catches up to that attitude, that could be really scary for the rest of the league. Because I think there's just something in him that he finds motivation from, those players, the way that Jordan would do that. And just, you can see him on the side, the body language, as much as he says that he's aware of it, you could just tell he wanted that game and was not going to go off that field a loser.
Yeah, we really got some huge plays from DeAndre Swift, man. I'll tell you.
And he did
It's
whatever
massive.
it took.
Yep.
I'm sure he wanted to at least have one chance at throwing the ball in the end zone on that last drive.
Yeah.
But
better, Caleb. I'm gonna be honest. He better win games the way you're supposed to win games. I don't care nothing about your desire to be the guy and this, that, and the third. You lead a certain way, and this is the ultimate team sport. This isn't. And I know you're not comparing him to Michael Jordan in that way, but I'm just saying this isn't a situation where it's going to be you against the world. You need your team. Somebody has to perform well from your team. This is the ultimate team sport, which is football. And so Caleb has to understand that. I don't want it. And like I said this before. I said this on the Three Kings podcast. I think Caleb in certain ways can be a selfish player sometimes, and that will work to his detriment if he doesn't keep it in check, right? And it's hard when you've been the man for so long, you've been that guy. It's hard not to let your ego get out of control sometimes and things like that. So I just want him to be able to keep that in check. That's number one. And number two, I don't think it's Caleb that people hate. I don't think it's the media is against Caleb. I really don't think so. I think they're so biased and against the Bears as an organization because they have, like we said, have been the laughing stock and they've been the brunt of so many jokes for so long that everybody's used to it. They tear down quarterbacks, they tear down players, and they pit them against one another in many cases when it comes to Chicago sports, when it comes to the Chicago Bears. And it gets to some of the players. It gets in their minds. It creeps into their minds. I mean, I go back to when Trubisky was struggling and he was turning off televisions at Hallis Hall because he couldn't handle it, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. Justin Fields, they got to him at some point, right? And time. So that's what happens. And in the media, they're so against Chicago. They're not really against Caleb like that because he was the consensus number one.
I don't know.
He was supposed to be the number one pick. Everybody saw that for 2 years. From the time he took over in Oklahoma and won the Heisman, he was the guy everybody wanted to see go number one. So when he went number one, if he goes to a different team, if he doesn't go to Chicago, he doesn't get the criticism that he gets. He gets the criticism because he's in Chicago.
And he
But
was
he needs
number
to,
one.
yeah, he needs to embrace it. He needs to embrace that though, and the city will embrace him if he embraces that because he's embracing Chicago, and we know how Chicago fans are. They will embrace him if he does that.
Yeah, I think to your point about him being selfish, which I think can be a good thing for athletes and when it's used right. That's where Ben Johnson comes in because if you hear that press conference after the game, he has the utmost respect for him and trust in him right now. And Caleb with Ben Johnson. So it's like if he's going to call 30 straight run plays or 19 run plays, he's going to hand the ball off. As of right now, he has full trust in what his coach is telling him. So ride that, you know.
I agree.
I tell you,
I guess the Ben Johnson effect, right?
If and when
One thing in our favor.
If and when Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams win a Super Bowl together, they're going to go so scorched earth on all the haters and all the media and all of, oh my God, like that's what I'm like excited for. It's like the way that like Jordan kind of went off in the Last Dance about like, you know, I took it personally and all that. And like, you know, he basically let it be known so clearly, like, fuck that guy and fuck that guy and fuck this guy in particular. And you know what I mean? And like, I feel like Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson would do exactly the same thing. Like, and PFF said that he was the worst quarterback in the league. And Troy Aikman said that, you know, because he paints his nails, he can't hold the ball as well. And everybody said, and Nate Tice said that Drake May's a better quarterback than him. And you know what I mean? Like they're going to have every receipt just ready to go. And be like, I'm going to go to Disneyland. All right. And while I'm at the top of the Matterhorn, I'm going to drop that list because it's going to reach the ground.
They're going to have a CPS receipt waiting for everybody.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And I feel it coming when it happens, you know?
D. Stern made a point.
Zim's waiting for us to flip everybody the bird.
D. Stern, what were you going to say, Danikin?
I said he made a point where he said, you know, because of the narrative, Caleb at one point questioned should he come to Chicago, right?
Quarterbacks go to die.
And I mean, but that's the narrative that's out there. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know?
And he said, I can fix that.
They can change it. They can change that narrative. And Tooch, like in Bear State Affairs, he made that point. Like we can change the narrative, and it is changing.
Narratives. Yep.
It's like the movie Holes, man. You know, he had this situation. Can you fix this? I can fix that. Can you fix this? I can fix that. This is the worst one of them all. Can you fix this? Yeah, I can fix that too. And now the media is, you know, trying to throw him out.
I don't think it's like, I don't think he doesn't like to study. I think he didn't know how to study last year, right?
Yeah.
He didn't know how to study film, and he was looking for somebody to teach him how, and the coaching staff dropped the ball at that.
How many people here have worked with somebody in their early 20s in the modern workforce? I mean, these kids don't know how to do anything without being guided first. But once you guide them on how to do it and teach them, they are just as good of workers and just as vigilant as anybody else out there in the workforce. They have been not guided nearly enough through their upbringing because of like the No Child Left Behind stuff and all that. Like you have to keep advancing these kids in such a way. And this is such a larger conversation at whole, but it's just like, because we're not giving certain individuals the attention they need, it feels like society as a whole is struggling to keep up in certain ways until we're giving the assistance that we need to keep up.
The conversation makes sense like a motherfucker.
And this is such a whole like overarching thing and like a really like broad conversation that's probably going to end up taking us down way more rabbit holes than we ever need to go down.
Indeed.
He didn't have to though. He didn't have
if you've
to
worked
study.
with anybody in their late teens and early 20s, like I think you get the mindset of like, I don't know how to do this and nobody's ever shown me, so I'm just not going to do it until somebody shows me.
I work with them every day.
That's it. It's a whole thing in this generation that like, again, once you teach them how to do it, once you get them on track, once you give them that motivation, they've got it and they go and they run with it, but you have to get them to that point.
Here's my question though. I got a question when it comes to Caleb and his study habits or lack thereof, right? So, so it was made mention that this was what it was. I like Caleb. I'm not casting any aspersions on the kid or anything like that. But my question is, and it seems like Ben is able to kind of reach him or whatever. There are some players that can be reached by different coaches and so on and so forth. Dennis Rodman was able to be reached by Phil Jackson, by Chuck Daly, right? Brian Hill in San Antonio couldn't do anything with him, right? So that's where I'm going with this. So Caleb, I believe in high school and in college, he didn't have to study film. He was just too talented, right?
Yeah.
And when you're at that level, you don't have to do certain things because why? I mean, I'm succeeding without it. It's not really on my mind, right? So he didn't have the mentality like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or whoever else has, right? So can that now at 23, 24 years old, can you now become a guy who loves film session, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know yet. We'll see as time goes on. So the jury is still out on if he's a study guy or if that's what he's going to be able to do. If he does, man, Jaden Daniels,
watch out.
The sky is the limit for him, but Caleb Williams,
yeah,
his limit will be somewhere by Mars. If he
I think-
studies, if he puts in the work.
I think a big part of it is he being inspired, and I think inspired to study well, and I think has been one of Ben Johnson's biggest successes. You know, there have been stories, you know, that Caleb was not studying well, that he was not the first one in, and that's a big statement there when people are pulling up to Hallis Hall and it's 5 minutes before a meeting and there's Caleb coming in and so forth. Those are, I should say, allegedly that's what was going on in the past. And so this year that hasn't been the problem, and a lot of that has to do with is because Ben Johnson has spelled it out. In order to be the great player that you want to be, it takes certain sacrifices, being off of PlayStation, getting off of social media and so forth, limiting the amount of... Yeah, tell me about it. All right, this is a good segment here, segue here for Fitz for us to introduce his restaurant review. And Fitz, I'm going to let you do that because I am afraid that I cannot properly pronounce the name of this restaurant.
Yeah, me neither.
So the full name is Heine's McCarthy's Chicken. So
yeah, I'm not
Henry
saying
McCarthy. Henry McCarthy was the guy who created this place. 1947. It's another one of those, you know, post World War II, success stories that you just.
Awesome.
I think I've done 3 of them now. That it was all in that mid 40s that they've been around.
Never heard of it.
No, it was like a right down. I think there's one on Torrance Avenue is the original. So it's a southern burb place. A lot of people from Northwest Indiana know about it. And they opened this location in Orland Park that I went to in 1978. And it's just this little hole in the wall place right next to a really good bar. And in Old Orland Park, they call it, because Orland Park is now one of the, there's 150,000 people, and it used to be like a 7,000 people little suburb. But yeah, it's just been making chicken and seafood, and they do catering, but it's just this great little family place again. And let's roll the tape, I guess as they say. Was that a good intro?
A perfect intro. And by the way, kudos to whoever shot this video. Makes the food look really delicious. Here it comes.
Heine's Chicken in Orland Park, Illinois. At the intersection of Southwest Highway and 143rd Street is Heine's Chicken at 9869 West 143rd Street in Orland Park, Illinois. Heine's has been around since 1947, and the Orland Park location has been serving up a delicious variety of chicken, seafood, and a host of tasty sides since 1978. I tried their 3-piece lunch special, 3 pieces of chicken and 2 sides for $7.50. The chicken was crispy and juicy with lots of flavor, especially with their mild sauce on top. I got their potato wedges, and for an extra $1, I got the delicious mac and cheese. Or tried their fried chicken sandwich. Tender breaded chicken breasts on a brioche bun. And take home a pound of their homemade chicken salad for later. Heine's gets a solid, dependable 310 on the Fitzometer. That's Heine's Chicken at 9869 West 143rd Street in Orland Park, Illinois. Where should I eat next? Comment in the replies, #FitzMagicEats, and check out all of my reviews on my YouTube channel at FitzMagicShy.
Wow.
The prices are great. The $7.50. Holy crap! But Popeyes is twice that much.
I know.
Yeah.
I love Popeyes. Popeyes is great fried chicken.
Yeah, I
They give
love
you
Popeye.
plenty of wedges. The potato wedges were not small, and but yeah, that was me on the camera work. I went solo on this one, so
Very nice.
Hey man, a 3-piece and 2 sides for $7.50 ain't bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Even with the extra $1 on the mac and cheese, $8.50, and
can't beat that.
They have RC, right? That's even better.
No, they don't.
No
They
RC.
don't.
Oh,
No
I
RC.
thought I saw a guy sleeping at the counter too. Like
Yeah, he's way
was there a
nice.
guy, was there a guy sleeping there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did he have the itis? Maybe he had already eaten.
It got
Yeah.
the
He had a double. Fitz, there were some questions for you over the last few minutes. Jarza wants to know what's your favorite pizza place.
So my favorite pizza place, I love going to Palermo's on 95th Street.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, that's. I love that place. It's just a great restaurant, great food, great ambience. I really like it. If you go up to that's on the south side. If you go to the north side, I love going to the original Lou Malnati's. Had a lot of memories there. I ate there before Game 6 of the 1992 NBA Finals, Bulls Portland. Okay.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, the night I proposed to my wife, that's where we had dinner. So
Nice.
and she said yes, and it stuck. So,
He might regret it, but you don't.
yeah.
Another question for you comes from Cliff. He says he dry aged a 42-day ribeye primal, and he wants to know if you like dry aged steak.
I really do. The first time I had a dry aged steak was at Harry Carey's downtown, and it was really good. So yeah. I had one a few months ago at the at Chicago Cut too. So yeah, they're
There's
really
also
good.
wet age steaks are good too.
Yes, they are making a comeback, and
Yep.
yeah, I mean steak. I love steak. So
Cliff is like me. Cliff Victoria said, "I'm jealous you guys can eat Chicago food every day. I get jealous of that.
Me too. I'm in Iowa. So.
I'm in Atlanta, so you know."
I'm
We
sorry.
get
Sam
wings,
and I are in Iowa.
wings and Jamaican food. That's all we have down here.
Wings,
Really?
That's it.
I'm surprised.
seafood,
'cause
catfish. No.
I
Get some
figured
good
You got a
catfish down
couple.
there.
You got a couple of good couple of decent places, but I mean, wings is just it's just so many
everywhere.
wings. Like
Yeah.
and they're not. You know, in Chicago we get the whole wing, right?
Right.
You get the drumettes there. It's flats or drums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Give me
not
a
the
whole
same,
wing.
man.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
give me a whole wing, man.
Yep.
Come
Yes.
on.
Vizzo has a
With
question
me.
for you. If I ever make it to Chicago, what restaurant do I have to try before I leave Chicago?
Oh
That's a
my
tough-
gosh.
tough-
It's
tough
tough,
beat.
man. Yeah.
When people ask me this, I have them break it down. Okay. For one, where are you staying? What are you in the mood for? Because there's a great place for everything everywhere. It's like, I'm just telling you, you can get great pizza, north side, west side, south side, downtown. You can get great beefs on each side of town. You can get, it's just that I had a guy coming, I think he's coming in for the Saints game. And he was asking me, he's from England, and was asking me just where to eat. I'm like, okay, well, and I just broke it down. If you're going to be here, this is where you go. If you're going to be
Perfect.
here, where you go, because there's not just one place to
Yep.
go. You know?
Yeah. That would be
I'm
like a
going to
real
the Saints
cool-
game this week, so
You know how they do those infographics? You could do a Fitz infographic. If you're on the north side and you
Yeah.
want, steak, here are the
Yeah.
restaurants. You want chicken on the north side, here are the, and then go to other parts of the city
Yeah.
in Birds. That would be really cool.
If they want a burger or steak or pizza,
Mhm.
I forget there's one place that they have a place on the Riverwalk now, but it's consistently like one of the best burgers ever. It's a French place. I can't remember the name of it.
I
but-
know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
it's a
can't
small
think of it,
place.
yeah.
They have a couple locations, but
On a nice day, if you're on the Riverwalk, you know what I would do? I would go into Billy Goat's, grab a bag of some burgers to go, and go sit out, on the stairs in the Riverwalk and enjoy some Billy Goat burgers.
There you go.
I never
that's
liked
me.
burgers. I don't like the Kaiser roll. It's like too chewy.
You don't? Oh,
It's gotta be brioche for me.
okay.
Yeah, brioche is good, but I like any kind of bread. I'm a big bread guy.
Yeah.
Swaggy had some questions about what's a restaurant you shouldn't go to, like a bad beef or a bad pizza. I don't know if you want to go there, Fitz.
Geez. I don't know if I can think of one.
Yeah, it's hard to,
I
right?
like a lot of food, and that's why when I put something out there, I like it. That's just how I've how I've been.
That's one of the nice things about your YouTube site. It basically any video you see is going to be the restaurant is going to be batting over 300, and so it's good, great recommendations on where to go. Absolutely. All right. Hey, guys, before we talk pop culture, I did have a video clip that I wanted to share with all of you, and then we could talk a little bit about Caleb Williams, because we have talked a lot about Caleb. We heard some of the national media people talk about, his accuracy issues and so forth. But the one thing that is very telling for me is that the Tyson Bagent fans don't come into our show anymore. That is very, very telling. We haven't heard a positive Tyson Bagent comment in weeks now. But this is Chase Daniel talking about a certain play. He did the all 22 break.
I saw this. Yep.
It's really good.
Great.
There's one particular play I wanted to share with you, because this is the difference between Caleb and 99% of the other quarterbacks in the National Football League.
We know it's man-to-man, and that's what the Commanders sort of did all game long was, hey, we're just going to play man-to-man. All right, they're pulling this center. I always... that's scary to me that you're leaving this guy on block, but watch the center come out. You call it molly. You're mollying back across to pick this up. And a really nice job, really good route of leaning on him, going to this area. I'd like to see Caleb step up in this side of the pocket, but it is hard with the center pulling out. And he makes this throw look so easy, when in reality, your center setting up right there. You want to invite this guy to go this way so you can step up that way. But really good job. You can see them all in motion in tandem. Alert, alert, alert. Watch all four of these guys. Alert, alert, alert. Okay, that means they're changing the play. They're going to a different play. But the center's mollying out. I would love to have the center inside out so then Caleb could step up there so he doesn't have to make this crazy throw, because watch, he barely steps in it. I mean, that's arm talent right there. It really is. It's hard to beat that. That's arm talent. And that's one of the things he can do. Hit him in stride.
That throw,
flat-footed 30 yards on a line.
Exactly. Yep. It looked like the ball was still rising when it got to the receiver. That's how much, velocity that it had. And so, hey, I like Tyson Bagent. I think he could have a successful career as a backup, or will have
he
as
does
a backup.
not make that throw.
Or maybe as a
I
starter.
don't know, guys. I don't know.
Really?
I think he doesn't have to make that throw, because if Tyson Bagent is in there, he's running the offense at a just a like a locomotive. You know what I mean? He's not going to have the issues that Caleb has. He's going to be in tune. His study habits are better, and Caleb could throw for 250, 300 yards. If Bagent's in there, he's throwing for 500.
I don't
believe what happened to Danikin?
I finally got.
What have you done with him?
I finally got it.
Now,
I was on him right away. What have you done with him?
He's got
Took me a little while.
Just
Go
to play
ahead.
devil's advocate to Danikin's point, though.
Here we go.
Look, Chase Daniel makes the point of like Caleb is here and he has to make this crazy throw because of it, whereas he should be up in the pocket there. Well, Bajent would be up in the pocket and he would make the throw there, but he doesn't have the arm strength, so he probably throws it closer to the sideline and doesn't leave his receiver the ability to get those extra yards out of it. That is the difference I see in the two of them, is that Bajent probably makes the throw, but not in the same way. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't allow for as much to happen beyond the play.
I'll never get this minute and a half back in my life.
But Zim, here's the point. He is saying that the center, Drew Dahlman, did that Molly move, where he belatedly got out to me, but he did not have the leverage. The defender had the inside track. If Caleb would have stepped up, he would have been sacked. But because Dahlman did not have that leverage, that's why he had to throw flat-footed. And that freaking throw again, I am telling you, it's
a
Picasso.
special throw.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's Aaron Rodgers, all the great quarterbacks that I have seen and marveled at what they did with their arm. That was it.
He didn't step into it. He hopped.
Yeah, he was.
He
His
was
legs
in the
were
air. He hopped. Yeah.
His legs were horizontal.
What I equate that kind of throw to that Caleb can make is the way Bo Jackson used to hit the ball. You know, the way it would like be going up as it left the stadium because he just hit it so freaking
Too
hard.
high.
Yeah. It's the same kind of, he throws the ball the way that Bo Jackson hit the ball. That's like a cross sport. It's the only thing I can think of though, that like comes close to the same, like sort of ridiculous velocity and just otherworldliness that you don't see. The only other guy I can think of that can throw the ball like that is Joe Milton, and Milton just has he's just a human with a cannon hanging off of his right side. I mean, the guy has an unnatural talent to throw the ball, but he can't put it all together at a higher level yet.
I think Josh Allen or Chargers. I can't.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I think those guys can make that throw.
Oh yeah.
To me, they have like the arm strength, but not the velocity. You know what I mean? Like I see a different kind of velocity from Caleb.
Yeah,
I think Stafford can make that throw. I think Herbert can. I think Joe Burrow can. I think there's a lot of guys that can make that throw. And not everybody's going to take the chance to make that throw though, or try to make that throw. They're going to try to do it the right way. So, and this is where Caleb is going to, hopefully he gets better, because you're going to see throws like that. And then you'll see some terrible throws, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't manufacture that every single time you make that throw. You can make the throw because you can do it sometimes, but it's not going to happen every single time. And for full transparency, people, I'm trolling when I say Bajent. I've been doing that
500 yards, Bajent.
I've been doing that this whole season because there was a guy on the national media who said that Tyson Bajent would be better suited to lead this offense. So I've been trolling.
Yes.
I'm glad that you cleared that up, because there are at least a half dozen people in the chat who are wondering what you're smoking. So I'm glad. And by the way, you fooled me up until the bitter end there.
And it was awesome.
You
because
really
you
sold
gave me
it,
the
man.
center screen.
That
Too.
was-
You gave me the center screen. I was like, okay, all right.
That one. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
but
I was
I was
I'll
on you
post that.
from go.
I'll post that on
Maybe
social
he really
media,
likes
and you will
Bajent.
get killed.
Clip that.
Do it. Post
Do
it.
that
Post
clip.
it.
I
So
will.
Do
funny.
that clip tomorrow.
Well,
Great
when
stuff.
the game really slows down for Caleb, he'll start to know when to make the wild plays like that, and use the arm talent when he starts reading the defenses better and pre-snap reads, all of that stuff. But I'll tell you, man, watch this game, man. Ben Johnson schemed some wide open, just fantastic. I mean, Olamide Zaccheaus dropped a pass that he could have ran forever, man.
That was
That would
crying
have
on
broke
one.
the game wide open. And then the 55-yard short touchdown pass that DeAndre Swift made a couple moves, and gone. But yeah, it was those plays. I mean, finally, the screen game is like really successful, man.
It is, yeah.
So
Well,
really
when you
happy
call it
about seeing that.
correctly,
Yeah,
when you're not
exactly.
calling it on 3rd and 9 every series, it works.
Yeah, and they figured out that they stopped giving Luther Burden the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Man, I want to see more of that, man.
Let him
He
go.
made some moves on that one, on that play that Aldo just showed. That was the Luther Burden play where
he got an extra 12 yards out of it.
Yeah, got an extra 10, 11 yards on that one with just a couple moves, man. I'm excited to see what Luther can do. I mean, if DeAndre Swift misses some time with that injury, we may get to see that.
Luther Burden, to me, and this is going to sound extreme, but I really hope in the next 5 years I'm proven right. But I think within the next 5 years could be a top 5 receiver in the NFL.
I agree.
He is
100%.
different.
With the ball in his hand, he is amazing, man.
You know how we all felt about Tariq Cohen back in like 2017 when he first came out onto the Bears, and you were like, whoa. Something's different with this guy.
Yep.
The same way Eddie Jackson was before he got hurt, where you're like, is that Sean Tate? Nope, that's Eddie Jackson. And I feel the same way with Luther Burden. I look at him out there, I'm like, this guy looks like Larry Fitzgerald, but like faster.
Way faster.
Yeah.
And when he returned that first kick in the first game, I went, whoa. He almost broke one against Minnesota. And just there's something different when he has the ball in his hands. There's just a spark that he brings with it that you go, this play could go all the way.
That's it. He's got that factor. He's got the same thing that like Fields had for a couple games there when he was on that unbelievable stretch that you had with Cohen, that you had with Hester, where you're like, just put the ball in his hands. I want to see what happens.
It's like Detroit, right? In Detroit, they got that guy Jamison Williams, and it's like when he gets the ball, there's something different about when he touches the ball. Like he can fly, bro. I mean, I've been at games. And Jared Goff, I'll be honest with you, Jared Goff, he doesn't have the arm talent that Caleb has, right? So there are plays where this guy is running free down the sideline, and Jared Goff is afraid to throw him the ball, in my opinion, and will check down to somebody else. But it's like if they had a quarterback like a Stafford or somebody that could get him the ball, man, he would be amazing and up there too. I mean, I like his game. And this guy is similar to him. They went to the same school. They're a similar player, Luther Burden, as Jamison Williams.
Great stuff, fellas. Let's, if you don't mind, let's segue to pop culture. And I want to start by saying that this past episode of Task, I know some of you guys are watching it. I don't know if you've seen the.
Man, it was heavy.
Go. It's taken me a while to get through it. But please talk about it. Doesn't.
Well, I'm always careful not to give too much.
A lot of stuff happened in this one.
I will say this, yes. The title card that says the title of the show happens like about 10 minutes in. The 10 minutes prior to that are one of the most action-filled and emotional segments in a show or a movie that I've ever witnessed. I was tearing up. I thought, it was because we have so much invested in the characters, their backstories, and so forth. I was just emotionally taken by it. I thought it was fantastic storytelling. I hope that you all see it because I think you'll feel the same way.
I think 2 of the 3 characters that you care about most, that was the end of the road for them, but not to give too much away. That's why Aldo and I were tearing up in this one, man.
This is the first season too, gosh.
Well, I think it's just one season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There's no more.
The guy
one
that
last
did
episode.
This series is the same guy that did Mayor of Easttown, which is another one that I highly recommend with Kate Winslet in the lead.
Yeah, she was great.
So he likes to do like one season of 6-7 episodes of a story and then move on. But
he must be from that area. I think Mayor of Easttown was Pennsylvania as well, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it Connecticut? Like Delaware County.
Yeah, I think he's all
Delaware
of those
County, Pennsylvania, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. What else have you guys seen? Fitz, have you seen anything or read or listened to anything you want to share?
Yeah, I just watched the John Candy "I Like Me" documentary on Netflix.
Whoa, how's
so
that?
good. It's so
gotta see
touching.
it.
It's so sad. Just because we don't have perfect lives, so we get into that. It's really, yeah. I mean, I was a big John Candy fan growing up. Saw just about. I think I've seen every movie that he's ever been in. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, make sure you're in an emotional state to see it, because I mean the first 5 minutes is it gets you, yeah, it puts a lump in your throat. But yeah, so I just watched that, and it's if you haven't seen it, see it.
I Like Me, right? Is that what it's called?
I Like Me. It's on
I Like Me.
Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, I was in the People magazine a couple weeks back. I did I did the like 4 or 5 page story on that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. I checked that out. Okay.
He was quite the guy, John Candy.
He was an offensive lineman too, quite well regarded. Yeah, right. Was it Fitz? Did they go into his football stuff?
They really didn't.
Okay, because in the story of People, there was shot of him, in a 3-point stance. He was an offensive lineman, like Theo Benedette, Canadian high school or college football.
Yeah, he briefly talked about how he wanted to do, he wanted to be a football player, but yeah, he didn't get too much about that. But yeah, it's very well done. So yeah, check it out.
What about you, Danikin?
Man, I something came to mind when we were talking earlier, and I think somebody mentioned Bishop. They said Bishop, and I was like, oh, Bishop Gorman, that's in Las Vegas. It's not Bishop Gorman that I was thinking about. The school that I was thinking about is Bishop Sycamore High School, right? It's a fake school. It's a fake school. and it was remember a few years back, like in 2021, they had where they played on ESPN, and it was like grown men out there playing, like 30-year-old guys
that
were playing and had fraudulent playing for high school. They had mismatching uniforms, all kinds of crazy stuff was going on. But there's a documentary on HBO that was put out by HBO. It's called BS High. Like
I heard of that.
It's called BS High. It came out in 2023. So check it out. It's a really good documentary too. That was so much deeper than what people thought it was. It was deep. Like check it out, man. It's pretty good little documentary.
Oh, check that out.
What was happening with that? That was a crazy situation.
It was so crazy when that all came out.
They got like beat like 69-0 or something like that, right?
Oh man, gotta check that out. Zim, what do you got for us?
No, I just recently I'm almost done with it, but I've been watching the new Monsters series, Monster, the Ed Gein story.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta say
that is great, and especially not just Charlie Hunnam playing Ed Gein, which he does phenomenally. Plays that role so creepy, really adds some depth to a guy that excuse me, as far as like the media goes, has really embraced but never like really dove into him. We've always given hyperbolic versions of him. He was the inspiration for Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and things of that nature. A lot of horror films and gore porn from back in the days. And it also simultaneously dives into Alfred Hitchcock and some of his mindset behind creating these films and the things that he was doing at those times, and drawing some really weird parallels between his life and Ed Gein's life, and why
Hitchcock and
maybe. Yes. And maybe why Hitchcock was so attracted to that story in a weird Oedipician way.
Oedipal.
There you go.
I like it.
You can piss wherever you want.
There you go. But yes, very, very interesting.
He does. That's a guy that does piss wherever he wants.
Yes, indeed.
Doesn't have much of a choice.
Sim, there's a movie called Hitchcock, which is about Alfred Hitchcock during the production of Psycho, and why he chose that story, and the fact that he invested more than half of his fortune to get the story told, because the studio thought it was crazy to do a movie on a serial killer and so forth. And in that movie, there's these fantasies fantasy scenes where Hitchcock is talking to Ed Gein. So I'm anxious to see this documentary, to see the parallels, to see how it complements the movie Hitchcock.
Yeah,
Really good stuff.
I would definitely be interested to see how those parallels run between two movies. Yeah, I did hear he was a big Packers fan, actually. That it would have been right around the inception of the Packers team. Frankly, Gein was kind of a big guy. He might have even tried out for the team. He really could have ripped some faces off had he played for him. So.
Was he a big guy? Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Charlie Hunnam gives him the appearance of being kind of a big guy. See, and this is something that I
Underrated
really
actor too.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is something I really enjoy about this series is the art direction of it all. They're really making Gein seem like this huge, imposing figure in all his, they're using upward angles at him. They're kind of keeping him closer in the frame where everything else is kind of further away to kind of make him feel big, even though I don't know that he actually is. It's just like kind of letting you know his presence is always there.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the art style, rather the art direction they're doing, because it's very subtle. And until you just asked me that, like, was he a big guy? I'm like, no, actually, I don't think he was. But they're doing things to portray him as this big guy.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. Very cool.
Isn't he the reason the NFL went to face masks?
Sure.
No, he wore, that was a different kind of face mask that he wore.
Tooch, what do you got for us, brother?
Let's see. I watch a lot of football over the weekend. And then,
all right. Thank you very much, Tooch. We'll see you next week.
I did watching one show. It's called The Red King, and it's on Amazon Prime or AMC Plus, one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
The Red King, and it's about it's really good, man. I didn't think I would like it. My wife and I started watching it. It's like a mystery. A lady gets a job assigned to an island. It's kind of like The Wicker Man. Do you know the movie Wicker Man? Yeah. She gets assigned to this remote island in Britain where I think it's Welsh, and there's like a secret like religious cult there or something she suspects. And it's solving the disappearance of a young boy, and it's kind of caused some stir in the town, and they never found him, and she's on the hunt for finding this kid. And then other murders happen and stuff, and being she's like a woman, and the former police captain there, he's kind of an ass, and he gives her a hard time. It's like because she's a woman, it's a man's world kind of thing, but it's good.
Okay.
Man. It's like it's got the occult things going on, and a backstory, a lot of colorful characters and stuff, and it's kind of gory too, but it's really good. I think it's one of those British shows that AMC Plus got over here, Prime got over here. It's kind of like Shetland with some Wicker Man and gore thrown in. But it's really good.
Cool.
The mystery is really good. The action's good, and characters are colorful.
Mm-hmm. I got one more on Netflix, The Woman in Cabin 10 with Keira Knightley, very attractive English actress.
Gorgeous.
I can't really recommend it, although if you do watch it, it's not terrible. And the basic premise is that she is assigned a writing job on a luxury yacht because there's going to be some big announcement about this woman who is dying of cancer and what she's going to do with the money. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, she witnesses somebody going overboard, and then she tries to figure out who went overboard, and then once she figures out who it was, why that person went overboard. So it's a plot that you will find very similar to other movies that you've seen. Like, for instance, the Jodie Foster, what was the name of that movie? Jodie Foster's on a plane and her child is missing on the plane, and somebody kidnapped the child. Do you remember that at all, Tooch? You're really good at remembering titles. The Jodie Foster on the plane movie?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It just feels like I've seen this story before, and as the movie goes on, you start to figure things out quickly because it's a bit, what's the word? It's been done before. Anyway, but if you do watch it, The Woman in Cabin 10, it's not a total waste of 90 minutes, so that is good. Dan Brown is telling us that Ed Gein was 5'7", so he was about the size of Tariq Cohen. By the way, did I ever tell you my Tariq Cohen story? That game where he ran back a kickoff, that it was that, I think it was against the 49ers. I was at that game with my nephew, and it was one of those punts where he's running backwards, and we're all going, no, yes. He runs it all the way back. Well, after the game, my nephew and I stop at a chicken place. We have some barbecue chicken, and then when we get over to the car, who do we see getting into this big, gigantic SUV? It's Tariq Cohen. And so my flight plan, thank you, Tooch. So we don't want to let him get away without us talking to him and taking a picture of stuff. So I drive my car to block him from leaving.
My God.
That might have been one of the dumbest things I've ever done, because I think he was reaching for a weapon when he looked at me like, and so I immediately stuck my head out the window.
Father killed by Bears running back.
Exactly. I immediately said, Tariq, we love you, great run. And so I took a picture of him and let him go. But that was my
let him go.
Exactly.
Let him go.
Anyway, fellas, let's go around the horn. Give a shout out, whatever you want to say before we pull the plug on this episode of Bear the Soulz. We'll start upper left-hand corner. Fitz, what do you got for us?
Well, just a shout out to you guys. This is great. I love doing this Wednesday nights. It's a long day at work, but I'm tired, but I really enjoy this so far. Glad you guys have me on. I'll be at the Bears game this Sunday. I'll be in the South Lot if anyone's out there.
Nice.
I'll be the guy in the Bears shirt. If you see me, say hi.
The guy in the Bears shirt.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be out there. Hope to see some folks out there. So yeah.
So are you going to shoot some video of some of the tailgaters, anything like that?
Of course I am. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Hope it doesn't rain too much, but yeah, I should be.
Is it supposed to rain?
Get some footage. I'll be around 11 o'clock. We'll be at the bar on the south end having Jim Beam and RCs if you want to join me. So okay.
Oh,
good combo.
Man. Yes, excellent combo. Yeah, is it supposed to rain, Fitz? Do you know? Is that?
I'm saying 50-50. This weekend's supposed to be wet, so
okay.
Been pretty back and forth through the forecast.
Yeah, my weather girl is taking the week off, so we don't have her.
Oh, got to put some money in the weather girl jar, though. Right?
Exactly.
We don't have a weather girl.
Danikin, what do you got for us, brother?
Of course, Three Kings of the Midway podcast had dropped yesterday, so you guys check it out if you can. It's pretty nice. Shout out to everybody on here doing their thing, man. It's so much talent, content. I mean, it's all love, man. I enjoy doing this. Having a blast. It makes it even better when the Bears are winning. We're on a 3-game winning streak, fellas. 3 games in a row. 3.
Breaking narratives.
They got a 3-piece going.
Exactly, man.
We had 3-game winning streak last year. Do you remember that?
Stop it.
No.
Beginning of
Yes.
the Stop.
I don't remember that.
Before going to Washington, we had a 3-game
Oh, we
winning
did.
streak.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah. So that
long
doesn't
ago,
mean
man.
anything.
Thanks for the
Things like
reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you brought us down, Podfather. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
And we remember the 10-game losing streak more. You know what I mean? So.
I'll
Tell you
never
the same
forget
thing I
that.
told Mark Potash when he posted that. Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Hey, that was my
classic.
video. I actually created that one.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
The one that's
Does
in there,
anybody know who Ben Johnson was telling to STFU?
You?
Anybody know?
I thought it was either Caleb or the coordinator up top that was talking. I don't know, but one of them he said, shut up, shut the F up. And
That's interesting.
looked like he said F up and run the play that I called or something like that.
Can he hear Caleb? I thought it was just like a one-way transmission.
No, it was in response to a bad call by a ref. I thought he was like,
that was on the
That's
right? Was that what?
thought.
Yeah. It's like they people were like, "What did he read his lips? What did he say?" And if someone like, "It looks like he said, shut the fuck up."
That
like,
was on
I heard he was
terrible.
lined
Shut
up
the
offside.
fuck
Yeah.
up.
I heard he
Lined
was saying
up,
it to
lined up
DJ Moore. DJ Moore came over and was like, "I want to trade," and he was like, "Shut the fuck up."
He came over and said, "I've got a swollen ball."
Ryan Poles came over. I'm going to drop the safety. Shut the fuck up.
Get back out.
We'll take
DJ
care
Moore
of it
said,
at the end of the game. Don't worry about it right now.
DJ Moore said, "What do you think of my body language?" And
That's hilarious. Zim, what do you got for us?
I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I've been with you guys, so it's good to be back. Last week I had to take the week off. Wife was sick. Glad she's feeling much better
you
now.
weren't here last week? I didn't notice.
Yeah, it was probably a lot quieter, and the show probably went a lot shorter too. So.
We missed you last week, Zim.
But
no,
man,
things going well at school and all that stuff?
Yeah, school's going great. I went to a concert last Saturday. Used the opportunity to take some fun photos, and I'll be posting some of them on Twitter here after the show. Funny enough, it was a band called All Time Low, who we talked about last time I was on the show. Yeah. My song last time I was on the show was modeled after their kind of style of music. So they happened to be in town.
in the chat room that had it nailed. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Was all those niece or step or in-law or daughter-in-law? No,
I ain't saying.
Sister-in-law.
But yeah, it was a band called All Time Low. They were the headliners. A band called Mayday Parade was their direct support. A band called The Cab was one of the openers. All kind of emo staples from the last 20-25 years. You've probably heard some of their music, whether you know it or not, specifically All Time Low. They've done collaborations with all kinds of artists over the years. No, it was super fun getting to get back in the photo pit, take some pictures of all of them. Like I said, I'll be posting some of them on my Twitter if you're interested, and linking it over to my photography page.
So. And that is at Raging Bears Fan is his Twitter account. J2K is giving you props for your Tooch for your sports betting. Yeah, you want to plug it some more?
Yep, Friday with two characters, Sean and Anthony, Sean Higgs and Anthony Inglese, two real handicappers who do it for a living, and one podcaster. And every Friday nights it's at 6, and then Barfly Tailgate on Sunday with the gang. And Neil Stopchinski has joined the tailgate.
Sorry about
that. The cat.
Was that your kitty cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a 15th birthday for our cat last Friday.
All right.
Wow.
Got some gourmet food for the cat, and my wife baked a cat-shaped cake. And man, the next day I went to a party. Had one of our friends bought a house. They had a house blessing, and they have 2 peach trees, an apple tree, and the house came with a raspberry bush,
oh my God, tomatoes
and stuff. And we had there's no more peaches anymore. We had grabbed some, and they were great. And Iowa peach tree, and I got stung by a bee at the party. It's
where
went down my shirt and got me right in my stomach.
Oh my God!
Forgot I've been stung by a bee since I was a little kid. It's I forgot how painful it was, man. So kind of ruined, took the piss out of me for the party and stuff, but. And then Sunday we got fantasy football. Goon with Zim. Maybe he'll come back on Sunday for some fantasy football. Goon, it's tough for him though.
That's become a homework day. Unfortunately, I don't know when that's ever going to alleviate until December. So hey, hopefully I'll be there in time for playoffs. That's the goal at the very least.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody that's joined us live in the chat.
Fuck? I thought there'd be hot chicks here.
We're Chicago Bear fans. They've got whole skits about the kind of guys that we are. All right.
That's right. I want to play this one too.
People like to call him she looked much
Songs played in my mind for years. Anyway, tomorrow is Thursday. I got the day off. I hope you all have the day off. It's fun being retired. I'm telling you, man. It is so good. Fitz, Danikin, Tooch, Zim. One day you'll find retirement and you'll enjoy it much more than I will.
5 more years.
5 more years for you.
Aldo and I'll be just old farts.
Danikin, how many years for you before
Yeah,
retirement?
I got a few. I got a few years still. I still, I may try to make it like 15, but I got quite a bit.
It might
Good
take
luck.
me 6 years after taking advice from Danikin's hacker.
Fitz, how many years until retirement? What do you got? 15,
Oh,
12,
at least
10?
At least 10, yeah. So
10. That's
my
not too
goal.
bad. And Zim, I don't want to depress you, but we're looking at about 20, right?
Probably closer to 30 to 35, but let's be well. I mean, I'm in my early 30s, man.
Kill me now.
Yeah,
I'm saying
come on.
65 is the
Yeah, 60,
expected age, but
62 to 65.
let's be real, man. I'm a millennial. I'll be lucky if there's such a thing as retirement by the time I get to that age.
Exactly.
No shit. That's a topic for another day. I can't wait to get into that one.
Yeah, I'll open all the cans of worms tonight, guys.
Indeed, you have.
Oh, one thing, real quick.
Please
be careful if you have kids. I know Zim does. If you got kids, I took my son to the fair last Friday, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, play that game. And it's a game where you toss these things into fish bowls, and evidently you can win a fish. He won 2. He won 2 goldfish. So now I had to
I've
go
been
and
there.
buy a whole gold, a whole aquarium
sure.
now, basically, and use a lot more money than I anticipated using.
Yeah, that's
Be
happened to
careful.
me. And here's what you do in that situation.
Kill it?
You well, you go when you go home, stop to get something to eat and leave the fish in the car and pray that they're dead by the time you get to the car. No, I'm just kidding.
Buy a hamster ball, you fill it with water, and then you tell them the fish ran away.
Fitz is the one guy out of this group that I would not anticipate him even entertaining the idea of killing some goldfish.
Unless he was eating it.
No, no,
Try
but I
Giving a review.
I did win a goldfish like that when I was in 3rd grade, and I brought it home, and I gave it to my mom to put into a bowl, and I went to the bathroom, came back, and it was dead. Years later, she finally admitted that she had hot water instead of lukewarm.
I love it.
She said the fishes went right back up to the top.
I love it. That is awesome. All right. For Fitz, for Danikin, for Tooch, and for Stevens and Zimmerman, and anyone else that
Had
has
the
crossed
goldfish
our
combo
lines.
at Heidi's.
God bless everyone. And thanks for the contributions from who gave us money tonight? It was Mr. Shorty,
Mr. Shorty.
and whoever else. Thank you very much. Love you all. Take care.